Bay Buccaneers versus the Baltimore Colts.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Ford Motor Company, building tomorrow's cars today. And by Sperry, we understand how important it is to listen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning here in Baltimore. And, Paul, the Colts have a mid-season injury list.
Oh, they sure do, Lindsey. 6 starters are out, and, of course, the most important one is the franchise himself. Burt Jones, a great quarterback. Look, we can, even on a handoff, Lindsey, you can see he's protecting that right shoulder. He warmed up, and he couldn't throw the ball over 7 or 8 yards. And if Greg Landry goes out, we understand that Burt Jones will play. I don't know how.
There are other injuries we'll tell you about. Let's look now at the field. Tony Lenhart has queued it up. Here are the officials. Cal Laporte, Dave Hamilton, Tony Viteri, Bob Beeks, Banks Williams, Grover Clemmer, and Jack Ball. Ball is in the air. And it is taken at the 2-yard line by Ragsdale. And George Ragsdale is returning it. He got it across the 20 to the 22-yard line, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, undefeated, will start. And here's the offense. It's Revis, Horton, Wilson, Robertson, Hanna on the offensive line for Tampa Bay. Receivers are Higgins, Owens, and Giles. And the backs are Doug Williams at quarterback. Eckwood and Bell are the running backs.
Jerry Eckwood, of course.
The front four, Cook, Barnes, Ehrman, and Fernandez. First down and 10 yards to go. Ricky Bell, the fullback. Eckwood, first-year man, had a great week against Detroit. Ricky Bell takes the ball and he was thrown for a loss of 2. Here's the Baltimore defensive line now. Once again, it's Cook, Barnes, Ehrman, and Fernandez. The linebackers are Shiver, Kraus starting at the middle linebacker, and White. And it's Thompson, Nettles, Laird, and Blackwood deep. Second down, 12 yards to go with the ball back at the 20-yard line.
Lindsey, you married Jerry Eckwood. Boy, did he have a day last week. 121 yards and 20 carries, set a Tampa Bay record, a 3rd-round draft choice out of Arkansas, and they love him down there.
Motion across. Doug Williams, first pass of the afternoon, and it is intercepted at the 35-yard line and returned by Norm Thompson. And Thompson is finally spilled, but the Baltimore Colts get the first break. First and 10. He might have been shaken up on the run back. It's about the 22-yard line.
Norm Thompson had 6 interceptions in 1978, and right here, Doug Williams does not read the zone. There is Norm Thompson back down the sidelines. He didn't even look at the cornerback. He makes an easy interception.
He's getting attention there. 12-yard return, and the ball is going to be on about the 24-yard line as it's spotted at the inbounds marker. And it is, of course, Greg Landry starting at quarterback in place of Burt Jones. Don Hardiman is a running back. Don McCauley is a running back. Randy Burke starting in place of Roger Carr. Mac Alston starting in place of tight end Reese McCall, and Glenn Dowdy is the other wide receiver.
Well, they really are banged up, and of course, this is what they're going to need, Lindsey. You know, Tampa Bay won, of course, very handily last week against the Detroit Lions. And before the season started, you'd have to say that Detroit, maybe in Chicago, were the favorites in their division. With Detroit's quarterback going down, and right now with all of the injuries, if Tampa Bay could win this football game, they will become the favorites in their division, even as early as it is in the season.
Norm Thompson being walked along there. Here is the offensive line now. Griffin, Pratt, Mendenhall, Baker, and Taylor for Baltimore. Burke, Dowdy, and Alston are the receivers. Landry, McCauley, and Hardiman in the backfield.
I talked to Joe Washington down on the field before the game. He says his knee is, well, it's swollen up a little bit. He said he will play, though.
McCauley and Hardiman are evened up. Now, a whistle stops play. Could be delayed.
Lindsey said, Ron Baker is starting in place of Ken Huff, who has bruised kidneys. Randy Burke, the #1 draft choice last year, and the penalty being marked off against Tampa Bay, offside. Burke is starting in place of Roger Carr, who has a thigh muscle. We might take about a quarter here to go over all of Baltimore's injuries. They're really banged up.
Unfortunately, Reese McCall is not starting because his infant daughter, born this week, passed away at a Baltimore hospital this morning. So Mac Alston is starting in place of McCall.
Encroachment, nose guard, defense, first down.
Phil Kohler is the nose guard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It cost them 5. It's 1st and 5 for Baltimore. Running backs evened up once again, McCauley and Hardeman. Greg Landry takes the snap. That's McCauley. And he drives to the 18-yard line. Stacked up by the defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mark Cotney coming up. Here now is the Tampa Bay defensive line. They go on to 3. It's Chambers. Kohler is the nose tackle, and Leroy Selman.
One of the best.
4 linebackers. That's Dewey Selman, Lewis, Dewey Selman, Wood, and Johnson. Then White, Washington, Cotney, and Brown, the secondary.
The strength of the Tampa Bay defense is in those linebackers. They are good ones.
Second down and about 4 yards to go. Near the 18-yard line. Greg Landry setting up for his first pass. And it is incomplete. Right there at the 1-yard line, intended for Randy Burke. Randy Burke, who's starting in place of Roger Carr here this afternoon. It's going to be 3rd down, about 4 at the 18.
We get a good end zone shot here. Play action pass. Watch Landry's a little late delivering the football, Lindsey. Randy Burke was open just about 2 steps earlier, and it would have been 6.
Cedric Brown coming across to cover. He is the free safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The undefeated Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the first time that term has ever been applicable this late in the season.
I tell you, they're a team to be reckoned with. Got the good defense, ranked 4th in all the National Football League last year.
Landry again, penalty marker thrown as you saw the false start. Down inside the 15-yard line, but there's a penalty to be checked out. Dewey Selman in there to make the stop on Landry, who kept the football. Offside, Tampa Bay.
Last week, Baltimore had 14 penalties. That set a Baltimore Colt record. And right here in the early going, it seems as if Tampa Bay is having trouble. I think what they're having trouble with, Lindsey, is going against Greg Landry's count. He's mixing his count up a little bit, and he's got the 3 down linemen moving a little bit early. There's Leroy Selman over there trying to come across a little bit too quick. Ken Mendenhall, the center.
63, defense, penalty decline, first down.
Landry picked up the first down on the scramble, so they took the first down. Gained about 1.5 yards.
Leroy Selman was the culprit. It is 1st and 10. And all at the 13-yard line. Early in the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. They're doubling Burke and Dowdy to the left side. Splitting Hardeman and McCauley. Or Greg Landry. Landry. And a diving incompletion to Dowdy. Glenn Dowdy, the Michigander, took the dive but could not quite get to it.
Quick out, and he was open. Landry should have completed that pass. He'd like to have that one over, Lindsey.
It'll be 2nd and 10 now. Greg Landry came into this game 10 for 17, a completion percentage of 58.8. That was against the Detroit Lions last week. In fact, I beg your pardon, against Kansas City last week.
It's Kansas City. In fact, they had 24 completed passes between he and Burt Jones, but 19 of them went to the backs. They did not throw downfield to the receivers.
They did not score. Inside the 5-yard line, or right at the 5-yard line. Dewey Selman finally dragged him down.
Stopped by Dewey Selman.
Looks as if he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Good blocking. Watch the left side. Here comes the guard, Robert Pratt. Hardeman cuts back to the inside and gets down inside the 5-yard line.
3rd down and 2 yards to go. And now Reese McCall is in a double tight end alignment. Randy Burke has come out. 3rd down and 2 at the 5-yard line. It's about a yard short, I think. Scratch on a scramble. As they're trying to pick up the 2.
That was Hardeman, Don Hardeman, the fullback. out of Texas A&I. Here comes Ben Gary, the rookie from Southern Mississippi. It looks like they're going to go for it, Linz.
It's 4th and 1 at the 4, and they are going to go.
Maybe with all the Colt injuries, this is the thinking. Take the turnover. If they don't make it, of course, they've got Tampa Bay backed up against their own goal line. I like it.
Hardeman and Gary are the setbacks. They're from the University of Southern Mississippi. Gary's got the ball, and he got the first down. Just kept right on driving, a little stuck in there, but as he bounced off with his shoulder and picked it up, first down and goal to go for the Baltimore Colts.
Of course, the fans love to see that, especially here at home. All fans and every home team love to see the teams go on 4th down, a half a yard or a yard. And I'm under the same thinking, Lindsay. Offensively, I believe if a team has 4th and 1, 4th and a half foot, if you can't make 4th and a half a foot, you deserve to lose the football game.
Especially if you're not yourself under contract and have to have it renewed. It's 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Gary's still in there, along with Hardeman. Gary gets it again as a whistle that stops play. Flags are thrown everywhere. Delay of game. That's going to cost him 5.
Very stupid penalty this time against Greg Landry. Is not going to be too happy with this. You get a first down inside the 2-yard line, Lindsay, and this is almost just an absolute ridiculous penalty here to be caught with too much time here.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Baltimore Colts and the National Football League is prohibited. You can see the ball spotted out there at the 8-yard line where it is 2nd down and goal to go. Charlie's back in there to running back. Greg Landry drops, pumps it, and it's Dowdy incomplete in the end zone.
Oh, great coverage by Jarris White, number 45, the left cornerback of Tampa Bay. He played Dowdy beautifully. Watch this. From the end zone, it's just a quick square in here. Quick post pattern. Landry. Dowdy has made the cut, and Jarris White just takes it right away. He takes his angle. He cut off the angle and caused the incompletion.
2nd down and goal to go at the 8-yard line. Penalty down, of course, did not count, so this is a 2nd down play coming. Contact made before the snap. Penalty markers thrown everywhere once again.
They're going to get the 5 back.
They are. They get it back. It'll still be 2nd down. It'll still be goal, and we'll move it back to the 3-yard line.
And here, a penalty, not a bright penalty. Tampa Bay makes a critical mistake.
That's it.
Now David Lewis,
3-yard
very
line.
smart there. David Lewis keeping the referee honest.
Cal Laporte.
Offside. Defense. 2nd down.
There it is again. And I think that's number 77, Joe Kohler. That's him.
Yeah.
That's twice now. Kohler has jumped off sides. And as I say, it might be the cadence of Greg Landry. Sometimes they emphasize the count a little bit louder, and it pulls the defense off.
Way out, Landry. And it's a touchdown to Dowdy. I beg your pardon, Hardeman. Hardeman out of the backfield, 36. Hardeman took it for the touchdown.
They just flood the left side here. Watch the fullback. He fakes to Gary. There goes Don Hardeman. A ball perfectly thrown right between the 2 defenders for a 6. You see 83, Mac Alston, is the deeper of the 2 receivers. He goes to the short man. Hardeman wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Colts.
Landry is in the hole, and Tony Lenhart will attempt the conversion. It's up, and it's good. And so as they come back up the field, it is the Baltimore Colts 7 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nothing here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, the home opener.
Sorry. I said we are not interested in their proposal. The meeting is next Thursday, Bill.
60 long tons on September. Fredericks, are you listening to me?
If there's one thing you should remember about this deal...
Not knowing how to listen has cost American business billions of dollars. Well, as one of the world's major corporations, we at Sperry are doing something about it. We've set up extensive listening programs that Sperry employees worldwide can take part in. And when you do business with Sperry Univac or any of our other divisions, you're going to discover that Sperry listens like no one you've ever done business with.
80,000! I said 8,000! No!
Sperry, we understand how important it is to listen.
Tony Lenhart will kick off now, and George Ragsdale is dropped back center deep to field it. He is flanked on the right side by Danny Reese and on the left side by Rick Burns. Having teed it up now, Tony Lenhart is waiting for the referee's whistle, and there it is. Ragsdale at the 1-yard line. He's at the 5, the 10, Ragsdale to the 15. He is stopped just as he got to the 20-yard line. Mike Woods was downfield to make the tackle for Baltimore. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Doug Williams at quarterback will start there.
Here's a score Tampa Bay will be interested in. The Bears ahead of the Vikings by 3 in the second quarter. And St. Louis and the Giants are tied up 14 apiece in the second quarter.
Terry Eckwood is the tailback. Ricky Bell is the fullback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quarterback by Doug Williams. Motion across. Eckwood. Young man from Arkansas. Got it up to the 23-yard line. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go there. Mike Barnes in to make the tackle.
That Colt defense, Ed Simonini, the starting middle linebacker, is not in there right now. Barry Krause, number 55, the rookie from Alabama. There he is right there, 6'3", 238 pounds. He's a big guy. Simonini only wears 214, but he can hit you, and they like this youngster from Alabama.
Motion across, that's Gordon Jones. That's Eckwood again. He got across the 25.
Eckwood again on the carry. Cook on the tackle.
And Washington at halftime, 2 touchdowns ahead of the Detroit Lions. Buffalo by 3 over the Bengals. That's the second quarter score.
Five defensive men in there now in the secondary for Baltimore. And a 3rd and 5. They expect Williams to go to the air. And Williams drops back. Goes incomplete. Intended for Morris Owens. To bring up a 4th down.
You see Doug Williams getting up, being helped by Greg Fields, the rookie from Grambling. There he is, number 79. Great pressure put on Doug Williams there. Williams, of course, played with this young man down in Grambling. Watch the rush. Oh, he's put right down. Very little time to throw the football. 10 for Morris Owens, incomplete. Tampa Bay will punt it.
Tom Blanchard's in deep punt formation. He's averaged 35.2. And Nesby Glasgow has dropped back deep. Blanchard gets it off. Glasgow comes up the ball, hits on the 47, on about to the 35, and Glasgow stops at the 32 as he tried to skirt right. And it was Billy Caesar who was in there to make the tackle. 40-yard punt. So it will be now Baltimore's ball again. The Colts take up a 1st and 10. They will have the ball at their own 32-yard line here in the first quarter.
It's official. Ford's answer to rebates, the largest incentives ever available to its dealers. The biggest clearance offer in Ford history just got bigger. See your Ford dealer and discover how many hundreds of dollars you can save on new trimmer LTDs, Mustang pace car replicas, elegant Thunderbirds, top V8 pickups, vans, Broncos, Rancheros. Compare the total Ford deal with any other. You may well find it's the best value overall.
Searching for oil here in the U.S. had gotten harder and harder. We had laid miles of heavy seismic cable just about everywhere we could. Then, Phillips came up with a new way to search, using portable units like this. It works in mountains, swamps, hundreds of places too hard to search before. So soon, this country may be crawling with crews like ours, looking for oil here at home to replace some that's now being bought from foreign countries.
Phillips Petroleum. Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
New this fall, catch California Fever, when every day is sun and fun and every night is something else. Jimmy McNichol and Mark McClure star in California Fever.
In Baltimore, we have 9 minutes, 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The Colts are leading 7-0. They have the ball first and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Greg Landry brings them up. McCauley and Hardiman to the setbacks for the Colts. Hardiman. It's Bill Kohler who pulled him down after a gain of about a yard.
Halftime in Green Bay, the Saints. 2 field goals by Tony Galbraith, who was called in the action. Russell Erxleben hurt himself in the pregame warm-up. Archie Manning has thrown a touchdown pass in there to Henry Childs, their fine tight end. And I guess Tony Galbraith, Lindsay, has missed the extra point. So it's 12-0. We've got it tied, Cincinnati and Buffalo, 2 field goals each. 1 field goal apiece each, I should say.
Second down and 9 at the 33. Then it's Hardiman. Kohler stands him up till he can get some help from Leroy Selman.
Pretty good man to call on for help, too, and he's one of the best in the league. Leroy Selman, the former All-American out of Oklahoma, and he is as good at defensive end as you're going to find in all the National Football League.
That's an opinion that's pretty well subscribed to.
Andy Thornton, a 1-yard run, the 45-yard field goal by Matt Barr. Pittsburgh over Houston by 10.
This is a 3rd down and 8. Hardiman and McCauley.
The slot on the right side.
Greg Landry rolls left. Dowdy in and out.
Going to call interference here on Cedric Brown, number 34. Looked like he made a good move from our vantage point. There's Cedric Brown, Lindsay, on the ground there. It looked like he deflected that, and he's hot. Let's see if he touched the receiver here. Landry is going to roll out to his left side, a reverse pivot. That's the way Tarkanian used to do it for many, many years. Landry could have run the football and picked up the first down. There you see Cedric Brown coming over the shoulder, and from our vantage point, let's see, no way. In my estimation, that was a good defensive play. Of course, that's one of the things that the toughest thing in the world, Lindsay, they put so much pressure on the referees with these judgment calls, and it's just a judgment call there, whether he interfered with the reception.
In defense of the call, if it needs it, the official was in good position, and he did call it immediately.
That's right.
It's interference, 34. Defense, first down.
Another thing, Lindsay, that's exactly the way they coach a defensive secondary to react to the football also. So, again, we got a little tackle-on penalty here. It could be a little personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike, 61. Defense on the sideline. He's disqualified.
There he goes.
Well, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's Greg Roberts is disqualified by conduct along the sidelines, and he's out of the ball game, and a 15-yard penalty makes it 1st and 10.
You got to keep your mouth shut over there. A lot of referees, you can, talk to them and holler at them, but a lot of them, if you say one little word, especially if you use a few curse words or something, they're going to throw you out.
John McKay there in the orange jacket talking to Cal Lepore, the referee. John, I think, wants a little more detailed explanation of exactly what went on, and the official involved is being brought up to report it.
And Greg Roberts, of course, one of the high draft choices at Tampa Bay, starting at right guard.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Colts at the Tampa Bay 27-yard line. Pass interference, unsportsmanlike conduct tacked on.
Unsportsmanlike is 64 instead of 61. Defense disqualified.
Well, that's on the left side. That's the starting left guard for Tampa Bay, Greg Horton.
That's what McKay was checking on. See They got it straight. They didn't lose the wrong man. 1st and 10 for Baltimore. McCauley and Hardeman. Dowdy in motion back toward the inside now. Sets. And Greg Landry simply ducks his head and takes the loss of about 5 back to the 32, which will make it 2nd and 15. Leroy Selman was in there, along with Wally Chambers. On the pass play before, there was a time, as Greg Horton, the man who was disqualified, who is going into the locker room since his services are not required any further this afternoon, was a time when Greg Landry would not have wasted any time at all in ducking his head and running that ball instead of throwing it downfield.
That's right.
First came into the league from the University of Massachusetts. He liked to run the football.
After you're up here for 12 yards, let's take the path of least resistance. Let's throw the football, right?
Now, Landry, penalty marker strong. Up the middle. Taken by Randy Burke. He said immediately it'll be marked at the 22, but there's a marker in motion. Will nullify it, an in-motion penalty against Baltimore.
A lot of penalties here in the early going. Tampa Bay already been penalized 54 yards, 5 penalties. There's White there talking to referee Cal Lepore. You know, the Colts have great confidence in Greg Landry. Of course, Jones, one of the great quarterbacks in the National Football League, and banged up. He can hardly throw, but they're very happy to have a guy like Greg Landry backing him up.
Motion 36. Offense, 2nd down.
John Hardeman. So it is 2nd down, 20 to go. The ball is back at the 38-yard line. Burke left, Dowdy right. Wing back left is McCauley. Unloaded and it's taken by Hardeman. Over 31. Another flag, penalty marker. Late hit.
54, you see there is Richard Wood, one of the inside linebackers in that Tampa Bay 3-4. Let's pick it up. Landry releases the football to Hardeman. Here comes 54, Richard Wood on the stop. Now he's tackled, and there it is, spearing. That's the new rule. Jarris White, number 45. You cannot put that helmet in any part of the tackle. On top of the helmet, you cannot use that as a weapon.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, 45. Defense, 1st down.
At the 16-yard line, Jarris White was the culprit, as you saw. Baltimore Colts are leading 7-0. We have 7 minutes, 25 seconds left to play in the 1st quarter on a bright sunny day here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Dowdy goes far to the left side. Randy Burke to the right side. McCauley gets to the 11-yard line. He picked up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. McCauley's playing that running back spot in place of Joe Washington, who has a knee injury.
2nd and 6 on the game.
Although Joe Washington warmed up okay, he did say he did have some swelling in the knee, but he thought he could play today.
He says that it was aggravated on the artificial turf of the Kansas City Stadium last week.
A lot of people getting a lot of aggravations on that artificial turf. I personally think it's just the cause of the rash of injuries in the National Football League. That's my own opinion.
Hardeman drives inside the 10 and keeps churning down to about the 7.
Biggest selling job in the world was done in the NFL when they said that this would cut down the injuries. Oh, look at the injuries today in the National Football League. Landry looks over the 1st down. It's going to be a little bit sharp.
So they go to double tight end alignment as Reese McCaw comes into the ball game, and so does Ben Gary. They go to the same alignment they used before.
Let's see if they try to go off that left side.
It's need about a yard and a half at the 6.5. Hardeman and Gary are the setbacks. Gary to the left side last time.
There he goes again.
Gary to the left side this time.
Richard Wood on a good tackle.
I don't think he made it. Hamsinger was in there on the tackle along with Wood. And again, the crowd says go. Let's go, they say.
Well, they were successful on a 4th down situation. They're going to go.
Fourth down. It is at the 7-yard line.
And I tell you, this Baltimore momentum has just been caused by the inability of the Tampa Bay offense to move the football.
Timeout called by Greg Landry. He wants to pick up the 4th down play here. So with 5 minutes, 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter, the score is Baltimore 7, Tampa Bay nothing.
30 years ago, on a hot summer's day, your father taught you how to dig for clams. Now that it's a job, the sun seems hotter and the day longer, but the clams taste just as sweet. And now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best-tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller Beer.
43 miles a gallon, coming right up.
Flash your mileage extender? $19.95, right down the drain.
Here we go.
People do some crazy things to get better mileage. So Gulf would like to recommend a few that aren't so crazy. Like removing that extra weight, replacing a dirty air filter, maybe even correcting a small mistake.
Here's your problem, sir.
It's smart to get the most out of the gas you buy and the place you buy it.
John McKay of Tampa Bay looks on as Tony Linhart, the kicker, has come onto the field now for the Baltimore Colts on 4th down. After the conference along the sideline.
I think they wanted to know exactly how many yards they had. There you see Tony Linhart, and they're going to, Landry's holding up one finger, I mean just about a yard.
You can see now how much they need.
I think they need a little
over a long yard. That's a very long yard, yeah. Crowd still wants them to go. There are the penalties so far in the ball game. We're still in the first quarter.
That's a lot. Tampa Bay, 63 yards already.
Well, Leonard was on the field and he's off the field. No, he's on the field. He's there. It's going to be a 24-yarder. 24-yarder with Landry holding. From the hash marks left. Leonard puts it up and it's good. A 24-yard field goal. And as they come back up the field, it is the Baltimore Colts 10 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nothing. And we have 5 minutes, 24 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Radio Shack has slashed the price on one of our top-of-the-line stereo systems. Right now, save $310 on this impressive realistic hi-fi. You get this quality AM/FM stereo receiver, a pair of realistic tower speakers, and this precision belt drive turntable, all for only $579. A great entertainment bargain and a beautiful addition to your home. The sale price realistic stereo system, just $579, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Baby's been from Maine to Malibu, but I don't let her go nowhere without the treatment.
This is no car, this is a legend. And you better believe I give her the treatment.
STP oil treatment. Since 1964, over 500 million cans have been sold. No other brand even comes close. So do what millions do. Give your car the treatment from STP.
This sweetheart gets a treat, and this sweetheart gets the treatment.
Following the game, CBS Sports presents live coverage of the finals of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Tony Leonard puts the ball in the air. Ragsdale is chasing it over, and he has it a yard deep in the end zone. Will not run it back. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Wise decision. Good kick by Leonard. Anytime you see a kickoff man put it in the end zone, well, he's doing a fine job today, especially since they moved it back to the 35-yard line, which brings up a point, Lindsay. I think a lot of kickers, psychologically, you know, when the ball was placed at the 40, you saw a lot of kickers kick it deep into the end zone. They move it back to the 35, and it seems as if your kickoffs are just shortening. Most of your kickers can't get it down to the 5-yard line.
You're right. Ricky Bell and Eckwood are in the I formation. That's Eckwood. He got it out there to the 23-yard line. It'll be second down and 7 at the 23.
So Joe Theismann having a pretty good day against the Lions. He's thrown for 2 touchdown passes. His latest one to Gene Fugit, his big tight end. Field goal by Mark Mosley, and a 21-point lead for the Redskins.
Isaac Hagan spends part of the left side. Eckwood is the tailback. And John McKay's I formation. Eckwood again. Across the 25. Picked up 2. It'll be 3rd and 5 there. Fred Cook from the University of Southern Mississippi made the tackle.
This is a very active front four of Ron Fernandez, Fred Cook as defensive ends, and Joe Ehrman and Mike Barnes, a fine defensive left tackle. Front four, of course, was known as the Sack Pack a few years ago. And I tell you, they play well together. The last year they were banged up with a lot of injuries, but they've got the makings of a fine defense, especially in their front four.
Got 5 defenders in the secondary now, and it's Gordon Jones double with Higgins on the left side. Here's a quick pitch to him. To Eckwood. He dropped the ball.
Colts have it.
Colts have got it. Inside the 20-yard line as Jerry Eckwood fumbled it, and Sanders Shiver has the football.
Second turnover here in the first quarter against Tampa Bay. And the ever-alert defense, here it is. Here's the quick pitch. Jerry Eckwood just can't find the handle on it. Now, right here, he should really try to recover it. He still can't get it. He's knocked down by Joe Ehrman. And Sanders Shiver comes up with the football. Colts 1st and 10 at the 19.
Colts are leading by a score of 10-0. Have good field position here once again. McCauley and Hardiman are the setbacks. Landry. Incomplete penalty marker thrown. Randy Burke was the intended receiver, but there's a marker thrown on the 1-yard line.
Mike Washington was right there, number 40.
Washington again is appealing the call. Reported to Cal Laporte. Interference. It'll be first down and goal to go at the 1-yard line.
Landry wasted little time, as many quarterbacks will do. After a turnover, they go for the home run. They're going to get it at the 1-yard line, first and goal.
Pass interference, 4-0 defense, first down.
Look again now.
Here it is. Landry, immediately after the turnover, he was hit. This ball would not have been caught. And right there, number 40, Mike Washington, bumped into Randy Burke. He might have acted a little bit on the play also, Lynn.
Double tight end in there, and Gary's in there to running back. Hardiman, touchdown. So the Baltimore Colts have scored it again as Hardiman took it in and spikes it in the end zone. 16-0 in a conversion attempt coming. Look.
There it is, just straight ahead power football. Don Hardiman puts his head in there. Jarris White came in, tried to get a piece. Hardiman got over for the score.
Tony Leonard is coming to attempt the conversion. Greg Landry will hold for him. And James Webb Jones is quarterbacking. Landry holds. Landry's doing double duty today, quarterbacking and holding. It's up. And it's good. And if they come back up this time, look again.
End zone shot here. We just watch the power. See the halfback come in and help. And Hardiman, all his job is just to find a little opening and try to jump over for the score, and he did it.
The Baltimore Colts have taken a lead of 17-0 here in the first quarter with 3 minutes 55 seconds left in the period. Greg Landry. Next week, the NFL on CBS and the regional games, Detroit versus the New York Jets, the Eagles in New Orleans, Tampa Bay and Green Bay. We'll be there, San Francisco and Los Angeles.
That's the first game, and then the national game, the Chicago Bears go down to Dallas. And, boy, that's going to be a very, very good game. Walter Payton and the great Dallas defense.
Consult your local listings for the games and times in your area. Some cities will see only a single game due to the NFL blackout policy.
Now, Tampa Bay's only had the football for 8 offensive plays, Lindsey. And 2 of those offensive plays, those direct turnovers, cost them 14 points.
Ball is teed up by Lynn out on the 35. Ragsdale is center deep. He is flanked by Danny Reese and Rick Burns. Drysdale. At the 6-yard line to the 10 to the 15, Ragsdale to the 20 to the 25, and he hits the deck at about the 27-yard line.
Ragsdale returned from the...
It was Ron Baker on the tackle.
It was interesting in the stats this week released by the National Football League. Doug Williams was 4 out of 16 last week for 99 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2 of his 4 completions went for touchdowns. And he was ranked number 4 in the NFC passing. And if I had to sit here and tell you folks how they put the figures together to see who's the number 1 passer in each league, it's unbelievable. I don't know how those statistics work.
The rating is sort of complicated. Williams completes the pass across the 40-yard line. Morris Owens, and he is at the 46. Lyle Blackwood made the tackle.
Morris Owens. Fine pass. The great strong arm of Doug Williams, and Morris Owens ran a beautiful down and in pattern for the first down.
You saw Gordon Jones coming into that huddle now as Morris Owens has gone out. 18-yard pickup on the pass play from Doug Williams to Morris Owens. Williams leaves this one to Jerry Eckwood. Penalty marker on the play.
Jerry Eckwood on the carry. He lost control of it again.
Control of it, but whistle might have blown. Apparently the ball was stolen by Fred Cook.
Did the whistle blow?
Illegal motion against Tampa Bay. It's declined, and they get the ball and keep it.
Unbelievable.
Fred Cook stole it, and they keep it.
Again, Lindsay, the 3rd turnover here in the 4th quarter. They're going to get blown out if they can't control the football. Jerry Eckwood, right there, the standoff block. Charlie Hanna is trying to block Fred Cook. Fred Cook's got a hold. Now the ball should have been blown dead in my thing. There it is. Fred Cook comes up with the football. Fred Cook comes up with the football. A whistle had not been blown, so it's Baltimore's football.
First down and 10 yards to go, and they have it at the 47-yard line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's been a hapless first quarter for Tampa Bay. Baltimore's in an I formation now. Hardeman ahead of McCauley. Landry with a completed pass to Randy Burke.
Burke was actually a surprise draft choice for the Colts, coming from Kentucky, a running football team. Very good release by Landry right here on a quick post. And I tell you, that's the kind of pattern that flankers and split ends, they know they're going to get popped. They've got to hold on to the football on that play. That's the toughest play, I think, for a wide receiver.
They're measuring for the possible first down.
A little bit short.
It lacks just a very little bit. It'll be 2nd down and inches to go. Ball is near the 37-yard line. Used the chain to spot the ball at the inbounds marker. 2:51 left on the clock in the first quarter.
Yeah. Move. Well, one thing for sure, Jerry Eckwood did not get a quick whistle on that off-tackle play, and Cook stole the football.
No, he didn't.
2nd and inches.
Hardeman and McCauley are the running backs for Greg Landry. McCauley, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They continue on short yardage to go off that left side. This time they use Don McCauley. Hardeman in front.
Leroy Selman made the stop on the last play. As you look at Greg Landry, brought over from the Detroit Lions to the Baltimore Colts as a backup quarterback, and are they glad they have him, with Jones hurting with a shoulder injury. They double Burke and Dowdy to the left side. Hardeman bounces off one and keeps on driving. To the 28-yard line as Jarris White finally brought him down.
There he is, Don Hardeman. He was acquired from Tampa Bay. They got a 3rd-round pick for Don Hardiman, and they used that pick to draft Jerry Eckwood, a fine young running back. And the Bears, 19-7 over the Minnesota Vikings. Walter Payton has scored from 43 yards out on one run. Vince Evans, a 56-yard pass to James Scott.
Second down and 5 yards to go. McCauley, penalty markers thrown. He got to the 26-yard line.
Landry's going way back, so it must be holding against the Colts. That's it. Barty Smith has countered a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good by Chester Markle. New Orleans' lead is cut to 5 points in the third quarter.
Holding 6-0 offense, second down.
Ron Baker.
And the Cardinals and Giants are all tied up in the second quarter.
Second down and 15 now. Baltimore has the ball at the Tampa Bay 39-yard line, and we have 1 minute 13 seconds left in the first quarter. The Baltimore Colts are leading 17-0. Greg Landry unloads it out in the left flank. Fumble by Hardiman, and it is recovered by Tampa Bay, I think. You see Bill Kohler with the football.
Now, if you wonder why Greg Landry did not run the football, he had a lot of room, Lindsey. Keep in mind that Burt Jones is banged up. And I think that's the reason that Landry, usually a good running quarterback, he's gained over 2,500 yards rushing in his career. We're going to take a look. You can see that Landry had some running room in front of him. He throws it out to the flat to Hardiman. He's going to cough up the football right there. And Tampa Bay has got, I think it's Bill Kohler, number 77.
First and 10, Tampa Bay. They have the ball at their own 34-yard line. Eckwood and Bell are the setbacks. Doug Williams trying to get it out to Eckwood, but it's incomplete. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go at the 34.
Well, he should have completed that. He was wide open. Look at Doug with his hands open.
Stops the clock with exactly 1 minute remaining to be played in the first quarter.
That just comes with experience, Lindsey. Eckwood, a rookie, and of course, Doug, only a second-year quarterback. After playing together for a while, they'll complete that, well, 10 out of 10 times when he's that open. Not yet. Doug Williams. And it's incomplete. Trying to get it to... I don't know who. There's one, Ricky Bell.
Yeah, well, Ricky Bell was there. Isaac Higgins made a dive for it.
Both of them could have caught it, right? Doug Williams was only sacked 6 times last year in his 10 starts. The least any quarterback in the National Football League was caught. That's because of his fine release.
PA announcer gets out of it nicely, says the pass is intended for either Bell or Higgins. Third and 10 at the 34.
Well, the Bucs got to get something going here.
Williams. Right on the button. Rifled it, he really did. It was incomplete, intended for Jimmy Giles.
Right on the button. Had 3 blue jerseys all around, and Doug put it right on the numbers. A little tough catch. Would have been a good catch for Jimmy Giles, and he's going to be a great one, Lindsey. 6'3", 245, and he can fly. He's great ability for a tight end.
Tom Blanchard back to kick, and Nesby Glasgow has gone center deep. Back at his own 26-yard line. Blanchard gets it off. Hits around the 40. Glasgow has it up to 34. And he's going nowhere. First and 10 for Baltimore at the 34-yard line.
32-yard punt. Well, Steve Grogan having a good day. New England 35-3 over the New York Jets. He's thrown, I know, one 44-yard touchdown pass to Harold Jackson, another 50-yarder to Stanley Morgan. So Grogan moving the pace. That New England Patriots, right? That's it.
41 seconds left in the quarter. Hardeman and McCauley in an I formation for Greg Landry and the Baltimore Colts. That's McCauley. Pass for 5 to the 39. Second down, 5 yards to go. Leroy Selman made the tackle. Bert Jones has not played. Joe Washington has not played. And the Baltimore backfield.
Well, if they could get away with the win today and just rest, give those guys another week rest, come out with the win today, they would be in pretty good position. And Buffalo, 7-point lead over the Bengals, third quarter.
2nd and 5 at the 39. And there is the gun. So that is the end of the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. And the score is Baltimore 17, Tampa Bay nothing.
If we could take you through the plant to show you what is new and let you see what's going on and watch the things we do. If you could see the cars and trucks we're working on for you, you'd say incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
If you knew how much money we're spending every day for factories and people to help us find the way.
If you could see tomorrow the way it looks to us today, you'd say incredible. Ford, that's incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
Introducing the incredible Ford Factory Tour. Come and see the things we're doing to rethink, redesign, reshape the automobile. Incredible things to produce a new generation of more fuel-efficient cars and trucks.
If you could see tomorrow.
How'd you like the tour?
To us today.
Incredible.
Say incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
To take the incredible Ford Factory Tour, write us for information.
Ted Marchibroda, the head coach there in the center of your picture, marching now with his arms folded. As we start the second quarter, this is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning and Baltimore. 2nd and 5 for the Colts. At their own 39, they lead 17-0. Hardeman.
First he ran into Leroy Selman.
Tackled by Richard Wood.
Good pop by Selman, couldn't hold on. But Richard Wood cleaned up. Watch this. 63 goes to the inside of the tackle. Good move by Leroy. They just couldn't hold on to Hardeman. Richard Wood comes in and puts a stopper on him.
Loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now at the 38. Safety blitz. And he's sacked. Penalty marker strong. Curtis Jordan is the man who was firing in.
Curtis Jordan was out covering, double coverage on the flanker to the left side. He came in with the blitz, got the quarterback. The Colts were caught holding, so naturally they'll decline it. Take the loss, and they'll have to punt.
Holding. 69. Offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
Let's see if we pick up the holding. Wade Griffin is 69, the left tackle. Here comes Curtis Jordan in. Griffin there blocking on Leroy Selman with the left arm, holding as Curtis Jordan was just had a free run to the quarterback.
Bucky Dilch is back to do the kicking. He has averaged 42.3.
Not bad. 10 punts last week, 42.3.
And he Reese is center deep. The left footer boots it up.
Nice high punt.
Reese at the 35, having hit immediately. Will be marked at the 34-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go.
Mike Woods, the first one down on that special teams. Number 59, there he is.
So in play is his own Tampa Bay has it 1st and 10 at their own 34. We are early in the second quarter. Baltimore 17-0.
Honey, is this homeowner's insurance high?
I don't know. Think it's too much?
How would I know?
Compare with Allstate.
Compare?
Bring in your policy and compare rates. If you have a good deal, we'll tell you. But for many, chances are we've got a better deal.
We've got a better deal.
Allstate might save you some money, but you'll never know until you bring in your policy and compare.
Oh, that's a good deal.
When you want to save on homeowners insurance, Allstate wants to help.
That's a promise from us, the Good Hands people.
To drive through dirt and dust, good filters are a must.
You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Trust those filters by AC.
Sure glad I installed new AC air and oil filters before we get into this mess.
I bet AC helps protect those babies too, huh, Dad?
If they're smart.
George!
Oh!
So when you gotta go, we're the name to know.
You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Trust those filters by AC.
Thanks, AC.
Trust those filters by AC.
Cleveland Stadium. We're all the play-by-play action.
John McCabe, head man of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First and 10 now. Doug Williams, his quarterback. There's his rookie running back, Jerry Eckwood. Got it down there very close to the first down.
I made a nice cut, Lindsey. Ran to daylight off the left side, out of the eye. Got Ricky Bell up front. He's a pretty good man, a good blocker up front. Here it goes, out of the left side now. All he does is just run to daylight here, and Eckwood makes a fine cut. He gets away from the tackle by Ron Fernandez. Finally stopped by Bruce Laird, who's probably the best tackler in that Colts secondary. Here goes Williams over the top. Take a look at the measurement. Little bit short.
Just a little. So it is second down and inches to go at the 44-yard line. Johnny Davis is coming to that backfield now, and Jerry Eckwood has gone out. Usually when Davis comes in, Bell then switches to tailback if they go into an I.
Well, this is a down where you hear so many announcers say he's got a free down here. You can play with it. And Tampa Bay, I don't think, has had a first down so far. If I was Doug Williams, I'd get that first down right here. Got to get something started.
It's going to be Johnny Davis in the right set and Ricky Bell in the left set. Quarterback sneak, and it's a first and 10 as Doug Williams picked it up.
Williams on the keeper.
Got it just inside the 45-yard line.
Morris Owens checks back in.
Davis stays in. Along with Ricky Bell. Williams out to Davis at the 50, 45. Down the sideline. Almost ran up the back of Morris Owens. Going to be marked out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Johnny Davis and Doug Williams really looked it over well that time. He had Davis in the right flat wide open, heading upfield, Lindsey, and he led him perfectly. 25-yard pickup down the right sidelines for Johnny Davis. He beats Bruce Laird right there. You're not going to arm tackle that young man, although he did trip him up. Big, strong, two-year man out of Alabama, 236 pounds. They got some big backs.
Eckwood is back in. He's the tailback behind Davis in this I formation. Ricky Bell is out of the ball game, and Eckwood has it. Pass to the 30-yard line. Or maybe the 31.
Jerry Eckwood gave. Orvis on the stop.
Prowse on Orvis made the stop.
David Whitehurst, the quarterback for the Packers, scored on a quarterback sneak from 2 yards out. The Packers now in front of the Saints 14-12 third quarter. Manning's thrown a touchdown pass in that one. 2 Tony Galbraith field goals. Pittsburgh, kind of surprising, I guess, Lindsey. They didn't think they'd have that easy a time with Houston to keep the great Earl Campbell off the board, 17-0.
Bell and Wood, Bell and Davis, and that's Ricky Bell out in the left flat. Down the sideline, and Ricky Bell gets it inside the 10-yard line, where it's first and goal to go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Good execution on his screen and good hard running by the former All-American out of USC, Ricky Bell. And you get that 230 pounds headed upfield, Lindsey, he can hurt some people. Look at that quick pass and a good block by the guard. I didn't get his number, but here comes 42 Ricky Bell, and he can punish a defensive back right there. Finally tackled by Dwight Harrison.
First down and goal to go at the 7-yard line. Eckwood is back in. He's the tailback. Eckwood trying to keep his back.
Albrecht field goals. Pittsburgh, kind of surprising, I guess, Lindsey. They didn't think they'd have that easy a time with Houston to keep the great Earl Campbell off the board, 17-0.
Bell and Wood, Bell and Davis, and that's Ricky Bell out in the left flat. On the sideline, and Ricky Bell gets it inside the 10-yard line, where it's first and goal to go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Good execution on his screen and good hard running by the former All-American out of USC, Ricky Bell. And you get that 230 pounds headed upfield, Lindsey, he can hurt some people. Look at that quick pass and a good block by the guard. I didn't get his number, but here comes 42 Ricky Bell, and he can punish a defensive back right there. Finally tackled by Dwight Harrison.
First down and goal to go at the 7-yard line. Eckwood is back in. He's the tailback. Eckwood trying to keep his balance, but could not quite get to the goal line.
He would have scored, Lindsey. He made a good move keeping his balance. Could have just held it for a little bit longer. He would have gone in for the score. Here's a ground level shot. Here's your guard pulling out, Greg Roberts. He knocks Bruce Laird to the outside, and a good cut by Jerry Eckwood. He loses his balance, but he picked up 5 after he lost his balance.
Now Ricky Bell has come back in there. Eckwood has gone out, so it is Davis and Ricky Bell. Bell is the tailback in the I formation. Bell, touchdown. Ricky Bell took it in for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it is 17-6 for the conversion attempt coming now for the Bucs.
And Ricky Bell, Johnny Davis is in front. They move Mike Barnes to the inside, and a big hole opened up outside of the right defensive end, as Ricky Bell goes in behind the good blocking of Charlie Hanna.
Neil O'Donoghue now will attempt the conversion. Tom Blanchard is holding for him. And it's blocked. The line of scrimmage, the conversion attempt is no good. It is blocked by Mike Barnes. Mike Barnes got a hand on it, so as they come back up this time, it is 17-6. As you look at it, we have 10:39 left to play in the first half.
When you're a lifeguard, you practice all you can, because saving a few seconds may save a few lives. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
These are the blueprints for an automotive revolution. This is the J.C. Penney shock absorber. Its unique patented metering pin adjusts the ride automatically while you drive. So you get the control of heavy-duty shocks when the going gets rough, and the ride of original equipment shocks when the road is smooth. And if it ever fails, return it. We'll replace it free for as long as you own your car. The J.C. Penney shock absorber. It's the last shock absorber your car will ever need.
Following the game, CBS Sports presents live coverage of the finals of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Boys, finals of the U.S. Open Tennis Championship coming up on CBS right after this.
Oh, it should be a great one. All-American final. Tracy Austin, Chris Everett going against each other, and then John McEnroe against Vitas Gerulaitis.
SB Glasgow, the 15, 20, 25, and across the 30-yard line. As O'Donoghue kicked off, it'll be first and 10. And the Colts will have it at their own 31, 32-yard lines. It gets spotted. It was Dan Natzinger downfield to make the tackle.
Return from the 12 to the 32.
Ran into Lenny Moore, Lindsay, down on the field before the game. He looks great. And boy, it brought back memories of what a great back he was. One of the all-time best, a Hall of Famer here with the Colts. Could do it all.
I saw some great performances of his right here at Memorial Stadium. First and 10 at the 32. Now, Landry is sacked back at the 26-yard line by David Lewis.
Stopped by David Lewis.
Loss of about 6 will make it 2nd and 16.
And the Cardinals won in front of the Giants third quarter, 21-14. Wayne Morris has scored on a 3-yard run for St. Louis.
Incidentally, Greg Fields has been given credit for blocking the last conversion attempt. Here comes Greg Landry up now to 2nd and 16 at the 26-yard line.
Safety blitz again.
Whistle, stop play.
Curtis Jordan, who sacked Greg Landry in the last series, Lindsay. They came in again on the safety blitz.
Illegal procedure against the Baltimore Colts.
Cost him 5. Down will remain the same. 2nd and long.
21.
False start. Moving before the snap. 6-0. Offense. 2nd down.
Ron Baker, who is playing Ken Huff's guard today with Huff out with an injury. 2nd and 21 at the 21.
Bo Robinson scored from 2 yards out. The Colts, Redskins now lead over Detroit.
Screen left to McCauley, and McCauley gets up to the 29-yard line. Picked up 8 on the screen. But not nearly enough. It'll be 3rd and 13. Huey Selman, along with Curtis Jordan, made the stop. Baltimore is leading by a score of 17-6. We're in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of times you get an extra point blocked. Or later on, it really causes you some problems. It's a psychological letdown when you get an extra point blocked.
Get anything blocked. Greg Landry is back now. Well, this time he had an idea, but then stopped and threw and completed the ball to Dowdy. And Dowdy's at the 40-yard line of Tampa Bay.
I think number 11, Greg Landry, might have gone past the line of scrimmage.
I think he might. There are flags all over.
And, Lindsay, we mentioned earlier, I think Greg Landry is under orders not to run the football. He could have took off with the den, and we know he likes to run the football. Let's pick it up.
Yep, that's it.
He made a beautiful move. That's it.
That rule was clarified last year, by the way.
Now watch the line of scrimmage. Watch Landry. Comes up into the pocket. Everybody's covered right now. Glenn Dowdy's coming across from the right side. Oh, yeah. He's over the line of scrimmage for about a yard. Good pitch, though, by Landry. Right on target. That's a loss of down, of course.
It is, and Cal Lepore is going to explain it.
Illegal forward pass for 11. Offense, showing a pass from beyond line of scrimmage. Have a loss of down. 4th down.
That's it, Cal. Get that loss of down signal. And
He's very relaxed.
Get that ineligible pass receiver sign you gave before out of there.
He's very relaxed, too, isn't he?
Ooh, Bucky Dilts has come in now.
New England just killing the Jets, 42-3 third quarter. Grogan having thrown another touchdown pass to Harold Jackson. That's 2. He's thrown one to Stanley Morgan.
Dilts is in to do the punting, and Danny Reese is dropped back to field. He is standing at his own 33-yard line. Reese moves over, makes the catch at the 40-yard line to the 45, and dives up to the 48-yard line. Reese McCall there.
Good return by Danny Reese. Good catch. Return of 8 yards.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 48, and we have 8 minutes 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
You dance on a river of wood, and the spinning shapes in the cold, dark water are your only bridge home. So you keep on dancing until the last log is in place and you can head for Miller time. Time for the best-tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
When it's time to relax, we've got the beer, Miller beer. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Now Ford, the long-distance champ, has the longest range of any pickup in America and the best pickup MPG. With a standard 19-gallon tank plus optional tank, you've got a 39-gallon capacity, which gives it an estimated range with optional overdrive transmission of 709 miles based on EPA rating. The estimated highway range is 946 miles. 1/3 the length of America on one fill-up. Top Ford pickups, the longest range of any pickup in America. Ford, the long-distance champ.
3 straight touchdowns by the Green Bay Packers have put them in front, 21-12 in the third quarter. And you Tampa Bay fans, you'll be seeing the Green Bay Packers next week.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Doug Williams, John Dwight. Interception at the 25-yard line. Taken by Dwight Harrison. Harrison is back up across the 30 to the 31-yard line, and the Baltimore Colts get it.
Let's check out the penalty.
Yes, there is a penalty to be checked out.
And one of the Colts just throwing the football down. Number 28 is going to be holding against Baltimore. What a turnaround. An automatic first down, offensive holding.
Cal Laporte checking for the line of scrimmage.
He's not going to rush anything, is he? He's very relaxed out there. I like that.
Cal's been around a while. He's been in a few of these. There it is.
Holding 5-4 defense, first down.
That's Sanders Shiver, one of the linebackers. So a big break for Tampa Bay here. Keeps this drive alive.
At the Baltimore 47-yard line. Owens to the right side, Higgins left for Doug Williams. Penalty marker. Ricky Bell has the ball. And he goes out at the 27-yard line, but there's a marker. Fred Cook ran him out.
Oh, a lot of penalties in the first half here. Good blocking on the right side. Ricky Bell had some running room.
Apparently it's against Baltimore, and it is.
They picked up about 20 yards on that skirt around the right side.
Ball is spotted squarely at the 27-yard line.
Offside, left tackle defense, first down.
The left tackle, if he's got him right, that's Mike Barnes, number 63. But it was, I think it's Fred Cook.
I think you're right.
They called him left tackle, but it's a left defensive end for Baltimore. It was offsides. Naturally, they took the play.
1st and 10. Tampa at the 27-yard line. Eckwood. And the rookie picks his way to the 24. Fred Cook made the stop. A gain of 3 will make it 2nd down and 7. We have 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Buffalo's put 7 more points on the board. A 29-yard interception by Lucius Sanford, formerly of Georgia Tech. He's a great linebacker. You're seeing some good linebackers in this football game. Stan White, number 53 there, the right linebacker for the Colts, had 8 interceptions in 75. That's an NFL record. And David Lewis for Tampa Bay is not bad.
Obradovich is in the ball game, and it's incomplete intended. Way downfield for Jimmy Giles.
Obradovich caught a touchdown pass last week against Detroit. That's Jimmy Giles, number 88. Flag on the play again.
Well, LaFleur marking this one off.
And now, first quarter, all the penalties, most of them were against the Colts. In the second quarter, they've turned it around.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 88. Defense, first down.
That's Herb Arvis. Makes it first down and 10 yards to go, and the ball is at the 12-yard line of Baltimore in possession of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This year, as soon as that quarterback starts to release the football, you better lay off of him. It's going to be roughing the passer. They're really out to protect him now.
Bell and Eckwood. Ricky Bell cuts back. Got just inside the 10-yard line as Lyle Blackwood brought him down. Took him about 3 to make it 2nd and 7 at the 9.
Ricky Bell. Good pitch out, and Lindsey, it's very seldom you see a fullback who can demonstrate this play. Usually they don't have enough speed. Ricky Bell does. Quick pitch to the left side. Picked up 3 or 4.
Well, many football players tend to put on weight and get heavier. Ricky Bell hasn't. Ricky Bell was weighed earlier this year, this spring, at 211. 2nd and 7 at the 9-yard line.
And he could carry 225 easily, I think, in his swing.
And he did for a good while. Touchdown!
Look at that release.
It was really gunned in there to Isaac Higgins.
Beautiful pitch.
Isaac Higgins of Southern University as Doug Williams has thrown a TD pass.
And I tell you, Tampa Bay, you can't count this team out. They're young. They've got a lot of explosive people. They've got some skill. Isaac Higgins, who can really fly. Just a beautiful post pattern, and Doug Williams right on the button.
Conversion attempt coming now. Neil O'Donoghue is in to attempt. Keep in mind that the one a moment ago was blocked. Tom Blanchard will hold for him. O'Donoghue kicks, and this one is good. So with 7 minutes, 6 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of the football game, the score is Baltimore 17, Tampa Bay 13.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the toughest Steeler of them all?
When it starts to rain, the Steelers start to bite and hold. Yeah, they do.
Uniroyal presents the Steeler Radio. It's built tough with 2 steel belts, and it's tough to beat when you look at its price.
You want to see a cowboy beat a Steeler?
The Uniroyal Steeler. You want a tough tire at a price that's fair? You want Uniroyal there.
One thing I'll never compromise on, my tools. I go for the best, like this, or these. Yeah, Levi's blue jeans are tools. They fit your body like a good hammer fits your hand, nice and comfortable. And this Levi's denim is as tough as nails, a real value for the buck. Tell you, I wouldn't wear anything less than Levi's blue jeans, but then I don't skimp on tools.
Barriers are the essence of sport. For some to go further, for others to go higher, for this vehicle to break the sound barrier. Ken Squire inviting you to join us for Project SOS, the speed of sound, on CBS next Saturday.
You'll see Project SOS, Speed of Sound, next Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on CBS. O'Donoghue will kick off. Leslie Glasgow is center deep. Glasgow moves up, and he takes it at the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Leslie Glasgow is stopped at the 31-yard line. Rick Bonus downfield to make the tackle. 2 tempers flaring out there.
Leslie Glasgow tackled by Rick Bonus. Also by...
You're a defensive back
Aaron Brown.
or an offensive back. You don't argue with defensive linebackers or tackle or anybody on the defense. No use getting in a fight with somebody who can't whip. The way I look at it.
That's not a bad outlook. Tends toward longevity. 1st and 10 to 31. Hardiman and Ben Gary are in that backfield. Hardiman. Gain of 5 on the play will make it 2nd down and 5. Mike Washington made the stop.
Good tackle by Washington. Well, we got a report that Dan Pastorini, the great Oiler quarterback, has gone out with another rib injury, and I guess that's why Pittsburgh's just having an easy time with him. Score there is now 24-0, Pittsburgh over Houston.
Greg Landry, the quarterback here. Well, he got it to Gary, but Gary was got at the 35-yard line. David Lewis is there for a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Good reaction that time by Greg Landry. I think a pitch was called around to the right side, and Landry, instead of pitching the football, he saw Gary was so close, he just went ahead and handed it to him. Broken play, but it could have been a fumble.
David Lewis, one of the fine linebackers and one of many USC former players on this squad. As a matter of fact, in some quarters, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are known as USC Tampa Bay. McCauley and Gary are the running back split. Landry. Well, that one, as you saw, was thrown for an out, and he was going straight on down. Doubt he was, and so it's going to be 4th down, and the kicker comes in.
Well, he didn't have enough time to throw the football that time, Lindsey. Didn't have time to set up. Another safety blitz. Curtis Jordan. They've used him now on 3 occasions here in the first half on safety blitz, and it's paid off. They really had to rush it.
Bucky Dilts is back to do the punting. Danny Reese is center deep to field it for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have 5.5 minutes left in the half. Left footer.
Beauty.
Reese retreats. Gets it at the 16, 20, 25, 27.
Nice return by Danny Reese.
Made the stop. 49-yard punt. Well, the CBS Sports Spectacular is coming up next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Howard Davis against Termite Watkins.
Well, we all know about Howard Davis, but this may be one of his toughest fights so far. Watkins is rated in the top 10, so it'll be interesting to watch.
The Italian Grand Prix and the U.S. Amateur Roller Skating Championship also on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Next Saturday, 4:30. First and 10 at the 27 for Tampa Bay. Doug Williams. Screen left. Eckwood has it. 35, and gets it up to the 40-yard line.
Let's see if the whistle was blown. Darrell Austin, the right guard for Tampa Bay, made a great block. The 5-year veteran from South Carolina. Let's watch Darrell Austin now. He'll be at number 69 if we can pick up his block around the left side. There it is, right here on the linebacker, Stan White. Great block. And Eckwood has got a hold of that football like a loaf of bread. Then he tucks it in. And they're trying just to, I guess, teach the rookie a lesson. You better hold on to the football.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. Penalty marker. Eckwood carries. No gain.
Eckwood on the carry. Hernandez on the tackle. Flag on the play.
Penalty to be checked out here.
Well, no gain on the play. Let's see if they take the down.
Illegal motion, 61. Offense, penalty declined, 2nd down.
Greg Roberts. Penalties declined for the down count. 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Greg Fields in there, the rookie, playing defensive end, passing situation, trying to get the quarterback.
Doug Williams. Higgins. Oh. Took it right at the 35, went out of bounds at the 34-yard line, run out by Dwight Harrison. First down and 10 yards to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Lindsey, there's not 3 quarterbacks in the National Football League that can throw this pattern with such a low trajectory on that ball. Look at this. Beautiful arm here of Doug Williams. Right on the button, right between the seams of the zones. Isaac Hayden's an easy first down. Great throw. Well, Buffalo just killing Cincinnati, actually, in the 4th quarter. I know Kenny Anderson has hit for 73 yards out with Billy Brooks, but Buffalo, Lucius Sanford scored one for Buffalo on the interception.
Davis carrying. Johnny Davis, who was in the fullback spot ahead of Ricky Bell, who was the tailback in that set.
Barnes on the stop.
It's going to be marked at the 34-yard line, which will make it 2nd and 10 right there. Mike Barnes, Herb Orvis made the stop.
Well, Grogan's passed for 3. He's now retired. Tom Owen took over and threw a touchdown pass, 49-3.
Gordon Jones has it taken to the wide receivers. Jimmy Giles is the tight end in this alignment for Tampa Bay. Quick release, and it's incomplete. Sandy Shiver had it right on his fingertips.
Good defensive play that time by the linebacker, 4-year veteran from Carson Newman. There's your Stan White on the outside there. Number 54 calls the deflection. Sandu Shiver.
We saw Steve Zabel come into that alignment as a linebacker. Joe Ehrman has come out now. 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Tampa Bay.
They're double covering both the outside receivers, Vince.
Eckwood. Closed off. Sandu Shiver was there.
Gary Eckwood carried. Closed on by Shiver. Stopped by Barnes and Leary.
Spotted at the 34-yard line where it is 4th and 10. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the first half. Baltimore is leading Tampa Bay 17-13. John McKay, the head coach in his 4th year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 10 here late in the quarter with the ball at the 34-yard line of Baltimore.
Watch the blitz. Here it comes. Safety blitz on the left side.
Incomplete. He's trying to get it to Giles. Bruce Laird made a diving attempt. Ball goes over on downs at the 34-yard line.
There you see Doug Williams picking himself up. He didn't get sacked. But Nesby Glasgow, the rookie from Washington, came in from the safety blitz. Here he is on the left side. You see him at the top of your screen. The tackle, Dave Revis, blocks on the left side, and Williams doesn't even see Glasgow. He hits the quarterback, and Bruce Laird should have picked it off. It was 4th down anyway.
So the ball changes hands with 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the half. Colts are leading 17-13. They get it at their own 34-yard line. Greg Landry, the quarterback. He's quarterbacking throughout the first half. Burt Jones has not played. Unloads to Hardiman. Up to the 40-yard line. Cecil Johnson was there on the stop.
40-yard line.
Well, we're winding down on the 2-minute warning here, Lindsay. They've got all of their timeouts remaining, so Landry's no rush.
Andy Crowder's coming in defensively now for Tampa Bay, and Bill Kohler has gone out. That's at the nose tackle in the 3-man alignment. 2:15 on the clock, first half. And just about nothing. Gary carried, Ben Gary from the University of Southern Mississippi. Chambers, you see there on the bottom of the stack.
Holders are reminded that the back of your game ticket is good for a free Wendy's hamburger.
And there is the 2-minute warning. With 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half, Baltimore is leading Tampa Bay by a score of 17-13.
It's no secret that quality mechanics rely on quality parts. So when you see this sign in garages and service stations, you know the mechanics who work there care. Care enough about you to rely on Napa parts. Lots of Napa parts are better than your car's original parts. So for parts and service you can depend on, look for this Napa sign and the Napa mechanic. He cares.
Napa. We help keep America moving.
I can tell by the happy mood you're in, by that ever-widening grin. You look like you just heard from Dean Witter.
As
Dean Witter, your investment program is designed around you and no one else, so you can't help smiling when you hear from us.
You look like we just heard from Dean Witter. You look like.
Here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, we have 2 minutes left to play in the half. 17-13. Baltimore is leading, and the Colts have the ball 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line. I beg your pardon, 3rd and 4 at the 40-yard line. Greg Landry brings them up. McCauley and Gary in that backfield. Landry. Gary, and it's incomplete. 4th and 4, and the punting unit comes on. Dewey Selman dropping back. Flag down. We've had a few flags in the first half here.
Pro Magazine, the official magazine of the National Football League.
Tampa Bay will
the stadium now. Get all the inside information about
disregard this holding penalty, bringing in 4th down.
Holding. 57. Offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
Ken Mendenhall, but the punting unit is on with the declination, and it's Bucky Dilts, the left footer, in at a punt, and Danny Reese has dropped back center deep to field it for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1:55 on the clock, remaining to be played in the first half. Dilts. Reese for the fair catch. Lets it go. Should have caught it. It's being down at the 10-yard line.
Should have caught that. Should have made the fair catch, Lindsey. It cost him about 12 yards.
A
50-yard kick with the roll down to the 10-yard line. So the Buccaneers get the ball, but they get it deep in their own territory. One minute, 43 seconds left to play in the first half.
Now let's see if the Colts, having Tampa Bay backed up. A lot of strategy could go on here, Lindsey. You could see Baltimore take a few timeouts.
Eckwood is in the right set. Ricky Bell's in the left set. Greg Williams in the end zone. Well, he throws it incomplete. Penalty marker's thrown. He's trying to get it to Eckwood. It's an umpire's flag, I think.
Well, he threw it away, but at least he threw it in the direction where the receiver was.
Pass incomplete. Flag on the play.
That is, I think, an ineligible pass receiver off the line of scrimmage. Darrell Lepore will explain it to us in a moment. It's against Tampa Bay.
I think you're exactly right, Lindsey. They had a screen call on the right side, and it was covered. And one of the linemen may have gone
Ineligible
downfield.
player downfield. Number 50, offense. Penalty decline. 2nd down.
The center downfield?
That's Steve Wilson. He's in the screen, Lindsey, and it's really not the center's fault here because the screens are, they should be executed. He's not watching the pass. You can see him coming over to the right side, and he had turned upfield to make his block. Because of the delay and because of the misexecution of the screen pass, Wilson was downfield.
2nd and 10 at the 10. Eckwood out to the 24-yard line for a first down.
Good run by Jerry Eckwood there. Gets Tampa Bay a little breathing room. I think we would have seen Baltimore take a quick timeout there if they stopped him at the line of scrimmage.
Now Tampa Bay takes the time. Tampa Bay takes the timeout. Clock says 1 minute, 21 seconds left to play.
I like this thinking. They're taking a timeout like they're doing a 2-minute drill at their own 40 or 45-yard line. Don't see too many teams in the National Football League, Lindsey, using a timeout on their own 24-yard line. I like it. A guy like Williams, he can score from any spot. He's got that rifle arm.
Strategy conference for the defense.
A pretty good linebacker right there that headset on years ago, Maxie Bond.
Mark your brother right there. Buccaneers will be in Green Bay next week, and as Paul mentioned earlier, We'll be there, and many of you in the Tampa Bay area will see the telecast of Green Bay and Tampa Bay next Sunday here on CBS.
As Johnny McKay looks on, his fine young rookie out of the University of Arkansas, Jerry Eckwood, now 42 yards on 11 attempts.
You saw Bill Johnson on the headset just behind the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First and 10 at the 24, and Doug Williams is back. Goes long. Higgins can't get to it, but can Doug Williams ever put it up?
Can he throw it?
Doug Williams pass for Isaac Hagan. Incomplete.
He must have threw that ball 70 yards, 75 yards. And he really didn't
no effort.
Use it all. It kind of fluttered a little bit.
Second and 10 at the 24.
Isaac Higgins had a step on Dwight Harrison over there.
Higgins
had him beat by about a step. They say he's a legitimate 9-2 or 9-3.
Larry Mucker's wide right in this alignment.
He better be fast at 5'9", 175 pounds.
Penalty marker. Eckwood, I think, turned downfield. Mucker incomplete. I think it'll be illegal motion. That's what it is. Man in motion can run laterally or away from the line of scrimmage, but he can't run toward it.
Illegal motion, 43. Offense, penalties decline, third down.
Third and 10 at the 24.
Well, they've pressured Doug Williams, but they haven't put him down on a sack. As I said earlier, probably the toughest quarterback in the league to sack. He's got that quick release. Only sacked 6 times last year.
Mucker again comes to a wide right. Ricky Bell and Jerry Eckwood are the setbacks. Ricky Bell, fumble. Ball got away up at the 32-yard line.
Freddie Cook's got it back.
First and 10 for Baltimore at the Tampa Bay 32, and we have 1 minute, 3 seconds on the clock.
Lindsay, as a running back, this is the only thing that should be going through your mind right here is Ricky Bell. Hold on to the football. You do not fumble in this circumstance right here. And he just coughed it up very easily. And big number 72, defensive left end, Freddie Cook, has got it.
Stan White stepped him. Fred Cook made the recovery. First and 10 now. At the Tampa Bay 32-yard line. Clock starts on the snap. 1:03 remaining in the first half.
And they talk about your pressure. The offense for Tampa Bay has really put pressure on them.
Screen left. Gary. Bill Kohler was there.
Well, they're going to lose about 9 yards on this one. Poorly executed screen to the left side. They showed it right away, Lindsay.
Second and 19 at the 41-yard line. And Landry again retreats. Completes this one. But it'll be marked at the 34. Taken by McCauley. Hit immediately by Richard Wood, former All-American linebacker at SC. And time is taken now by the Baltimore Colts, stopping the clock. 30 seconds left.
Well, they want to get a little bit closer. Tony Linhart has not kicked a 50-yard field goal in the National Football League yet.
Players resume. It'll be 3rd and 12 at the 34-yard line.
What I was saying, the points on the board from Baltimore were all caused by Tampa Bay's offense. Actually, the defense of Tampa Bay, rated as one of the best in the National Football League, really has played well. But, boy, they've been put under some terrific pressure here in the first quarter, especially.
Tonight on CBS, they'll be leading off with a hard-hitting edition of 60 Minutes. And then Archie and Edith Bunker keep the comedy going on All in the Family. And join Bonnie Franklin for one day at a time. You'll see why when you're looking at CBS, you're looking good.
You're looking good. Looking good right here. The NFL at its best on CBS. There's Ted Marchibroda. Greg Landry's got to play. We're talking to Bill Munson, quarterback coach.
In case you've joined us along the way.
I was with Bill Munson. He's quarterback coach for Tampa Bay.
Burt Jones has not played in this ball game today. 3rd down and 12. swings it out now to Gary. Then Gary to about the 32.
That play didn't look good at all. It looked like a play you made up in the backyard when you were kids. You remember that? Well, you go up the middle, you go off the right side, and I'll try to hit you over in this right flat. Didn't fool anybody.
Timeout again for Baltimore. 18 seconds on the clock. It'll be 4th and 10 when players resume.
Now watch, they just telegraphed this right away. Look how deep, of course. He tries to throw it. That's a lateral out there. If he hadn't caught the football, it would have been live. That's Ben Gary, the rookie. And he gains about 2 yards, but it wasn't going to fool anybody.
At halftime, you'll be entertained by the Savannah Mark.
18 seconds left in the first half here, and Baltimore is leading by a score of 17 to 13, having taken an early lead, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been battling back. John McKay along the sideline had a great record, of course, as a collegiate coach, University of Southern California. After they won the Open at Tampa Bay, somebody said, "How does it feel to be 1-0?" He said, "I've been there before." This is going to be a 49-yard field goal attempt.
Got the wind with him a little bit.
Lenhart's kick is short.
He hasn't kicked one that long.
Over at the line of scrimmage. 13 seconds on the clock, and the line of scrimmage is at 32.
Now let's see if number 12 throws the bomb. I would. Got time for maybe one, maybe two. And he's got the arm to drop back beyond that 25-yard stripe and let it fly, Lindsey.
Well, it's a lot easier to throw it from the broadcasting booth.
I know it.
1st and 10, 32-yard line. Doug Williams waiting for the snap. Drops back. And he goes. Incomplete. Morris Owens down sideline. 2nd and 10 at the 32. 7 seconds on the clock. Doug Williams. Doug Williams made his debut as a football commentator last year on the Senior Bowl game.
With my man sitting to my left. You worked with him, didn't you, Lynn?
Yeah. He is 6 for 17, by the way, 115 yards. Here in the first half, he has missed his last 7. Now back again. It was Jimmy Giles, but there's a marker back at the passer.
Giles couldn't hold on.
1 second on the clock. Giles is down.
He was popped pretty good by Curtis Jordan. I'll check that. That's Nesby Glasgow, number 25. Here, you'll see Glasgow come into Giles. Just perfect timing here.
Holding is called against Tampa Bay.
Here it is. Giles goes up high, and what a tackle right there by Nesby Glasgow, the rookie from Washington. Knocked the wind out of him, I think.
Holding penalty is being marked off.
I'll check on the penalties, but I think Tampa Bay has been penalized over 100 yards here in the first half. Yeah, Giles all right.
Holding 75. Offense, 2nd down.
Dave Revis.
Dave Revis on the left side, the big 6'5", 265-pound offensive left tackle.
2nd down. Leave this one on the ground, and time has run out. They just elected to run out the clock with Eckwood carrying on the final play. And so we have reached halftime intermission here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, with the Baltimore Colts leading Tampa Bay by a score of 17 to 13. And it's been a ball game that has seen lots of action.
Lots of mistakes.
Lots of mistakes, lots of penalties.
That's right. We had 4 turnovers, and those turnovers actually handed Baltimore those first 17 points.
So we have nothing conclusive here, with a difference of 4 points and a half yet to play in Memorial Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland.
Now,
best Zenith ever. System 3 is even better. Even better. The sharpest Zenith picture ever. Sharpest picture. An all-modular chassis designed to be the most reliable Zenith ever. Most reliable. And now, computer space command remote control. 105 channels. Zenith's most advanced. Most advanced. Zenith System 3. System 3. Now, even better.
A storm-damaged house, and a lady and her plants have a problem.
Everything will be all right. I hate lying to him, but I haven't got the money to fix this. And you know how long the insurance could take.
Not with Allstate. Allstate has more professional claims specialists than any other company to make sure your settlement is fair and fast.
I'll call your contract.
That didn't take long.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us. At good hands, people.
Great news for your home at Sears Super Homeowner Sale.
Super values on many items like these. 20-inch designer bathroom vanities with tops. Now $59.99 each. Save $25. Their matching wall cabinets are each $39.99. Save $10.
Get this versatile Sears Best 1-horsepower Craftsman sprayer compressor and save $140. Comes with spray gun, air hose, and air chuck.
Super savings right now at Sears.
Where America shops for value.
Lightning action in the ring, on the rink, and on the road. Next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, the CBS Sports Spectacular takes you to Houston for the lightweight battle between Howard Davis and Termite Watkins. Then see top American skaters vie for top national honors as we take you to Fort Worth for the finals in the U.S. Roller Skating Championships. And finally to Monza, Italy, as the greatest Formula One drivers in the world go wheel to wheel in the Italian Grand Prix. A spectacular Saturday of sport. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Here at Baltimore, we had thought at the start of the afternoon's activities that perhaps because of all the injuries that Baltimore might very well be down and perhaps out of the ball game early. It didn't turn out that way because it was Tampa Bay mistakes that allowed Baltimore to cash in and take an early lead here. But then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came roaring back to get themselves back in the ball game. They would be within field goal range except for the fact that Baltimore blocked one conversion attempt, and so it's a 4-point differential as we read the halftime. Later this afternoon, CBS Sports will televise the men's and women's finals of the U.S. Open Tennis Championship. From Flushing Meadows, New York, for a report, here's Pat Summerall and Tony Traber.
Tony, it's been a long tournament. It's been filled with controversy, but now finally it's championship time.
We're down to the finals in the men's and women's, Pat. Should be two extra good matches. Tracy Austin against Chris Everett Lloyd and John McEnroe against Vitas Gerulaitis, an all-men's final in New York.
A subway series, so to speak. Let's take a look now at the participants. First of all, Chris Everett Lloyd against Billie Jean King.
This is match point in their semifinals. Billie Jean King won the first game of this match. Was not able to win another game. It was all Chris Everett Lloyd. Watch this concluder right here at match point.
Game, set, and match.
Chris Everett Lloyd advanced to the finals. 6-1, 6-love over Billie Jean King.
She'll play Tracy Austin, who defeated Martina Navratilova in their semifinal match.
This is match point, and a fine return by young Tracy Austin. Got her to a 7-5, 7-5 victory.
As far as the men are concerned, it'll be Vitas Gerulaitis against John McEnroe. And what a comeback Gerulaitis accomplished against Roscoe Tanner.
Gerulaitis lost the first two sets, was down an early service break in the third set. He came back to win the third in the tiebreaker, won the fourth 6-3, and then the fifth 6-3, and Gerulaitis has advanced to the finals.
His opponent will be John McEnroe, who had a rather much easier time, I guess you would say, with Jimmy Connor.
McEnroe seemed to be pretty much in control, won the first set 6-3. The second 6-3 was serving for the match at 5-3 in the third, but Connors fought his way back to get even at 5-all. And McEnroe wins 7-5 in the third, and he advances to the finals.
Tony, I congratulate you. You picked Chris to reach the finals, and she has done that. You picked John McEnroe to reach the finals, and he has done that.
Some people just get lucky, Patrick.
I guess you're right. We'll be on after football. Now let's get back to the NFL action.
Well, Paul Horning, certainly we've had action in the first half, if nothing else.
Well, we sure have. And Lindsay, it started off as if Tampa Bay was really going to dig a hole for themselves. They couldn't get out. They came back in the second quarter. It was all Tampa Bay throwing the football. They looked pretty good, and we got ourselves a 4-point lead by the Colts.
Well, we do, and we got the promise of an interesting second half here because of the fact the way the first half went with Baltimore getting out front, Tampa Bay coming back, so they just about evened it up until we were ready to go all over again.
We sure do. I think Ted Marchibroda, the head coach of the Baltimore Colts, has got to feel very pleased with his troops at halftime, Lindsay, with all the injuries and the 6 guys who usually start for the Baltimore Colts, and especially their great quarterback, Burt Jones, who's not played and will not play unless something happens to Greg Landry.
I know that fans of Tampa Bay must have been discouraged early in the ball game because last week they saw their team on Saturday night defeat Detroit. For, I don't know, about 14 hours. They were champions of the whole world because nobody else had played, and they waited a long time.
They sure have, and they're in this football game. They could win it. It's anybody's ball game right now, Lindsay. And I'll tell you one thing, if they could get out of this trap with the win today here in Baltimore, heading up to Green Bay, I think they're going to be the favorite over the Packers up there. If they could get a win there, it'd be unbelievable that a team this young already could be the favorite of the NFC Western Division, Central Division.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at the field here where we have some halftime entertainment going on. It is the Severna Park, Maryland High School Marching Band, directed by Thomas Powell, entertaining at halftime here at Memorial Stadium. And the halftime score is 17-13. Baltimore is leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Have come back. They only trail the Washington Redskins now by 3 points in the fourth quarter. Mark Mosley, a 41-yard field goal is the difference in that one right now, Lindsay. Walter Payton, I know, scored from 45 yards out. They're giving Minnesota all they want, 26-7. It looks as if the Bears are headed for their second straight win.
Now let's check out some highlights all around the country.
It was 7-0 New York. Then it became 14. Jim Hart's pass was intercepted by Ernie Jones. Scampert watched the block right there on the receiver. No chance to get back on the tackle. 14-0, and then St. Louis responded. Quickly, it was 14-7. Then Pisarcik, with a huge error right here, didn't tuck the ball away. Mark Arneson scooped it up for the Cardinals. 30-yard touchdown. It was tied at 14. Second half kickoff. Willard Harrell, formerly of the Green Bay Packers, came right up the middle, danced to a hole, beat one man, and got across inside the 40-yard line. And from there, Hart, off the play fake, went to the end zone. Al Chandler, and now it is 27-14. Irv, how many yards has Walter Payton gained in Chicago?
182 yards. The game just ended, and the Chicago Bears wound up beating the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 26-7. And it was Vince Evans in the second quarter really got things going for the Bears. When they wanted to get a score in a hurry, they put him in a quarterback, and this is what he did. He went up top, a 56-yard touchdown strike to number 89, James Scott, and Chicago took a 12-7 lead at that point in the game. Walter Payton, in the third quarter, his first carry from scrimmage here, rambles 43 yards for a touchdown, and at that point, Mr. number 34 put everybody on notice that it was going to be his day, because he comes right back again later in the fourth quarter. Payton does it again, this time from 27 yards out, touchdown in Chicago, a one-sided win, 26-7.
And
Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
What happened to Freddie Prinze? Was it too much too soon or too little too long? Can you hear the laughter? The CBS Tuesday night movie at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Freedom Federal has good news for savers and mortgage customers. Regular savings now earn 5.5% annual interest, compounded daily. And there's a new mortgage loan called a variable rate mortgage, with a fluctuating interest rate that's offered below fixed mortgage loan rates. Ask about the new savings interest and variable rate mortgages at Freedom Federal.
You're free.
Time is money. Using time effectively means added profits and improved business efficiency. That's where Westside Communications can help. A Westside beeper can keep you in touch for important calls and messages. All over town in the privacy of your own daily schedule. No itineraries, no more tracking you down. One phone call puts you in touch. A Westside beeper is a time and space expander. It can work for you today, saving time, improving service. Call Westside Communications now. Tell them Leonard Nimoy gave you the message.
People will invent any excuse to keep from talking to a life insurance agent.
This is a recording. At the tone, please leave your name and number.
But you see, my husband handles all my insurance needs.
Life insurance? I shall never die. But excuses could leave your family with nothing. And there's no excuse for that. When your independent life agent calls, talk to him.
Channel 13, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
Well, we might as well have a little nostalgia time. The great teams of the late 50s were the Baltimore Colts, who played here, and the great teams of the early 60s were the Green Bay Packers, on which you pitched. What kind of memories do you have of this field?
Well, I tell you, this was always a kind of a special place for me, Lindsay. It always seemed that when we played, the Green Bay Packers played against the Baltimore Colts, it seemed like everybody teamed up against Jimmy Taylor, and usually my best days came against the Baltimore Colts. Seemed like they were putting all the linebackers on Jimmy. I used to love to play here.
That's some great, great teams here, the Baltimore Colts of the late 1950s. We'll be continuing in a moment.
Here's to good friends.
A toast. Here's to a vanishing breed. Bill Evans, bachelor.
And of a perfectly good ladies' man.
To Bill Evans, a free man. 13 more hours.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be low and brow.
Beach. Come on, you guys. You're beautiful.
It's official. Ford's answer to rebates, the largest incentives ever available to its dealers. The biggest clearance offer in Ford history just got bigger. See your Ford dealer and discover how many hundreds of dollars you can save on new trimmer LTDs, Mustang pace car replicas, elegant Thunderbirds, tough V8 pickups, vans, Broncos, Rancheros. Compare the total Ford deal with any other. You may well find it's the best value overall.
Would you adopt a child who is handicapped? It takes a lot of patience, a lot of guts. I'm Steve Wilson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'd like for you to meet some people who are doing something pretty remarkable, finding permanent homes for handicapped children. It's a United Way agency, and they place kids that other adoption agencies just can't find homes for. A lot of parents who have already adopted a child with special needs also volunteer to come in and talk with the parents who are considering adoption. It made me think, what would I do in their place? These kids and their parents, they're really amazing. This is a unique service here in the Tampa Bay area, but it's typical of the way the United Way works. Thanks to them, and thanks to you. It works for all of us. The United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Your halftime stats.
And Lindsay, I mentioned that the 3 turnovers early in the first quarter put Tampa Bay in trouble. Look at the difference here. Tampa Bay has 189 total yards. Baltimore only has 62, but they have control of the football game by 4 points. And those turnovers just gave Baltimore great field position. Yards passing, you see Doug Williams 115 yards. Baltimore only 38, only 45 yards rushing to Tampa Bay 74. And Baltimore has really had the football more. 3 minutes, over 3 minutes more. So they have had trouble moving the football against that Tampa Bay defense.
And now the Baltimore Colts are breaking into formation to receive the kickoff. Ball has been teed up on the 35 by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nesby Glasgow is going back deep, as you see Roger Carr talking to Ted Marchibroda. Roger Carr did not start today's ball game because of a thigh injury.
Didn't see any action either. That's Neil O'Donoghue getting ready to kick off. Jerry Eckwood got half 100, Lindsay. He's gained 50 yards on 14 carries.
Nesby Glasgow center deep, flanked by Ben Gary and Don McCauley to receive the kickoff. As we start the second half, Baltimore is leading 17-13. The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service for the National Football League. Here are halftime stats.
And Lindsay, I mentioned that the 3 turnovers early in the first quarter put Tampa Bay in trouble. Look at the difference here. Tampa Bay has 189 total yards. Baltimore only has 62, but they have control of the football game by 4 points. And those turnovers just gave Baltimore great field position. Yards passing, you see Doug Williams 115 yards. Baltimore only 38, only 45 yards rushing to Tampa Bay 74. And Baltimore has really had the football more. 3 minutes, over 3 minutes more. So they have had trouble moving the football against that Tampa Bay defense.
And now the Baltimore Colts are breaking into formation to receive the kickoff. Ball has been teed up on the 35 by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nesby Glasgow is going back deep, as you see Roger Carr talking to Ted Marchibroda. Roger Carr did not start today's ball game because of a thigh injury.
Didn't see any action either. That's Neil O'Donoghue getting ready to kick off. Jerry Eckwood got half 100, Lindsay. He's gained 50 yards on 14 carries.
Nesby Glasgow center deep, flanked by Ben Gary and Don McCauley to receive the kickoff. As we start the second half, Baltimore is leading 17-13.
Good pick.
Gary at the goal line. Ben Gary to the 5 to the 10, to the 15 to the 20. Penalty marker goes down. Tackle is made by Rick Bonas.
Well, it's a tough thing not to block below the waist on kicks or punts, and that's the new rule. And we'll see if it is. We got a guy coming down. Lindsay Adger weighs 240 pounds. And he is kicking below the waist.
Exactly what it is.
Just an unnatural thing not to want to knock him down, right?
Got to be. If you've been playing the game under other rules, it's got to be action and reaction.
And that's a tough penalty here. Puts him way back inside the 10-yard line.
Personal foul, blocking below the waist, 23 on the return, first down.
Don McCauley.
Don McCauley. First down and 10 yards to go. Pile them up.
Is that the rookie Ben Gary getting a start in there here at the first half? Let's check out.
Yes, it's Ben Gary.
Well, that's a final. Walter Payton scored once from 43 yards out, once from 27 yards out. I think he gained 182 yards. We watched a few of the highlights here at halftime. What a back he is.
Second down and 10 at the 10. Gary and Hardiman are the setbacks. Oh, boy. All the way back to the 5-yard line. Bill Soler leading the defensive charge as Landry is dropped there.
Landry has no chance here. A little play action to the left side. Now watch. He sees coming from the right side, 57, David Lewis. 3-year veteran out of USC. He's going to be an all-pro. He's really a good one. Beautiful size for a linebacker, Lindsay. 6'4", 245. It can run. And Green Bay, a 9-point victory over the New Orleans Saints. And the Saints, up to their old tricks, they start off fast and then slow up.
3rd and 15 at the 5-yard line. Landry. Down to the end zone. Completes it finally out to Brian DeRue.
Bill Kohler playing pass defense there from his nose tackle position.
Punting unit has come onto the field now for the Baltimore Colts.
And Tampa Bay should have excellent field position for their first series here in the second half, Lindsey.
Danny Rice has dropped back to field the punt, and he's at his own 42-3 right now as Dilts will be kicking to the end zone. Baltimore Colts have a 4-point lead. We're in the 3rd quarter. Lucky Dilts.
They've done a nice job.
Danny Reese at the 46 to the 50. Crossing the Baltimore territory at the 45-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Ken Mendenhall made a stop. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball. They trail by 4, but they're in Baltimore territory early in the 3rd quarter.
A lot of people think using Federal Express is complicated. But really, it's so simple, even a vice president can do it.
Hello, Federal.
All you do is pick up the phone. We come to your office and pick up the package. Well, even a president can do that.
Hello, Federal.
In fact, using Federal Express is so simple that even a chairman of the board can do it.
Hello!
Federal Express, when it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight.
Antifreeze. You never think about it, or how it has to protect somebody beside you, or what could happen without it. Stranded, and no help for miles. Don't trust your luck. Don't trust the weather. Take out old, weak antifreeze now, and put your trust in Prestone, too. More people trust Prestone than all other brands combined.
We made it.
More people trust Prestone, and when you flush your cooling system, trust Prestone Super Flush.
Next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, the CBS Sports Spectacular brings you action in the ring with Howard Davis. Action on the rink with top American skaters vying for national honors. Action on the road with the Italian Grand Prix. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
The CBS Sports Spectacular right here next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball 1st and 10. They have it at the Baltimore 45-yard line as Doug Williams brings them up. He's got Jerry Eckwood, the tailback, Ricky Bell, the fullback in this alignment. Ricky Bell. Moved it to the 42-yard line, picked up about 3, and make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Herb Orvis made the stop for Baltimore. Joe Ehrman, Greg Fields coming to that defense now. Ron Fernandez and Herb Orvis are coming off. Isaac Higgins is part of the left side. Gordon Jones part of the right side for Tampa Bay. Doug Williams. And it is completed to Ricky Bell. And he moves for a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Lyle Blackwood brought him down.
Got an 18-yard pickup. Doug Williams really looked the secondary over that time, Lindsey. End zone shot of Williams. He goes back very quick, sets up high, and he sees his running back just splitting the seams right there. Good pitch and a good catch by Ricky Bell, stopped by Lyle Blackwood, number 44 of the Colts.
The Buccaneers are trailing by 4 and driving here in the 3rd quarter. Eckwood left and Bell right. Bell runs into a traffic jam at the 25. No gain on the play. Fred Cook was there along with Herb Orvis.
And here's a final. How about this? 27-point win for Buffalo. Lucius Sanford recovered a blocked punt in the end zone. He scored once from the linebacker position on an interception. Had a big day for Buffalo.
2nd down, 10 yards to go for Tampa Bay at the 25-yard line of Baltimore.
Roland Hooks also scored 3 touchdowns for Baltimore. For Buffalo, I should say.
Right. Doug Williams. Going to the corner, Higgins, and it's incomplete. On that corner was Dwight Harrison.
Now, I've been in that position, folks. Isaac Hagan runs into that dugout covering over there. Lindsay, I banged into that once, almost broke my neck. It's a dangerous position over there in that corner of the end zone. Let's see if we can see it again. You see Hagan's at the top of your screen. He's going to do a corner move. Being led here by Doug Williams. Right here, it's incomplete, and you've got to be very careful. Right into the CBS Sports sign.
Well, if you're going to hit one...
And that's metal, folks. It's not wood. And Detroit almost came back, not quite. A 3-point win for the Redskins.
3rd and 10, Tampa Bay at the 25-yard line of Baltimore. Doug Williams puts it up there, and it is incomplete. Right at the 2-yard line.
Bruce Laird was all over it.
Bruce Laird was all over Morris Owens. 4th and 10 at the 25. Penalty marker. Cal Lepore ready to check this penalty out. Puts it down to 25. Apparently it's against Tampa on decline.
So that'll bring in Neil O'Donoghue. Or even a punt.
Well, Blanchard's out there, but then he holds in any case. So it's...
He's in the same thing, but he's short.
O'Donoghue's out there.
Now, that might change the decision around a little bit, that 10-yard penalty. Yes. Moves it back to the 35.
Yes.
Okay.
And a 52
Holding. Offense. 3rd down. Number 69.
Darrell Austin. So it is still 3rd down. And 20 at the 35. Down play. Doug Williams. Incomplete.
Here comes the flag.
Higgins was making a post move.
Now 28, Dwight Harrison went down. This could be called offensive pass interference. Now let's say Doug Williams wants defensive pass interference called.
Against the offense.
That's right.
Offensive pass interference, as Paul indicated.
I think it was Morris Owens with a flanker on the left side. Dwight Harrison, he was run over, no question about that. Now it'll be 4th down instead of a completion, maybe a 7 or 8 yard completion there, Lindsay, would have given Neil O'Donoghue at least a chance for a field goal. They went for the home run. They tried to get the 1st down. And now they'll have to punt.
Pass interference. Offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Nesby Glasgow has dropped back to take Tom Blanchard's kick. Joe Washington is back there. I beg your pardon. Lyle Blackwood is back there as well. Oh, the Glasgow South fair catch signal goes up, but it goes out of bounds. Well placed by Blanchard at the 11-yard line. So, Baltimore gets the ball, but the Colts get it deep in their own territory with 10 minutes, 32 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Baltimore 17 and Tampa Bay 13.
RCA wants you to see the right color. Sunrise over the Grand Canyon. Does your television capture the color in all its intensity, in all its subtlety? Does it automatically show you the right shades of color? If not, wait till you see Color Track 1980. Color Track 1980, with 8 automatic color systems designed to lock even subtle shades of color on track. RCA is making television better and better.
I was thinking about buying one of those new compacts. $4,700. Or maybe a little import. Over $5,700. But then I had a better idea. Ford Fairmont. As much as $1,300 less with lots of standard features. 5-passenger room for the family. Great gas mileage.
The kind you need today.
And handsome styling.
Every minute of every working day, someone chooses Fairmont's remarkable combination of values. Sedans, wagons, Futuras, America's proven value.
The Baltimore Colts have the ball. It is spotted nearer the 10-yard line, so call it 1st and 10 at the 10 for Greg Landry, the quarterback, playing here today in place of Burt Jones, who has a shoulder injury. Landry to McCauley. Well, McCauley keeps side-slipping his way upfield.
Well, it didn't look like a professional play, but he snuck it. Looked like he threw it under some defender. Watch this. Little play action. Supposed to go over on the right side.
That's what they always said, throw to daylight, and McCauley has it.
Don McCauley's got the first down, and it gets him out of a big hole. Ball's going to be spotted right at the 24. The result was a lot better than what it looked like.
Greg Landry.
Same thing to the other side.
Taken there by Hardiman.
And hit that trailing back against the grain. This time he went to Hardiman. Richard Wood on the stop.
Second down and 6 at the 28-yard line.
That's only in the first quarter. 49er field goal ahead of the Cowboys, 3-0. Ray Washington, 29 yards out.
Raleigh and Hardiman to the setbacks for Landry. Unloads this one to Mac Austin, tight end. Got it up for the 32-yard line. Richard Wood made the tackle. 3rd and 2.
Austin, a 10-year veteran from the Maryland Eastern Shore.
8 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Baltimore 17, Tampa Bay 13. Dowdy far to the left side. Collie on the right set, Hardiman on the left set for Landry. Well, it is incomplete, intended for Austin again, and almost intercepted. That was made by Mike Washington.
That was Cecil Johnson who had the interception, Lindsey. And I've always felt that these linebackers, they've got so much tape and padding on their arms, and this is why they can't catch the football. Right there.
4th down now. Danny Reese has gone deep.
I've always felt they should not let those defensive linemen pad up their elbows and their arms and their forearms. I'm going to tell you something. As a running back, you get hit with all that padding. It's not padding, Lindsey. It's hard. I don't know what it is, but it'll tear your head off.
Plaster of Paris.
That's it.
Left-footed kicker Dilts down to the 28-yard line. Reese brings it up the left sideline. Goes out at about the 39. Reese McCall ran him out. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, trailing by 4 points, get it again. And we have 8 minutes, 11 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore.
More super values from Sears. The great menswear buys start here with the value dress shirt. Now just $6.99. You save $2. But don't stop there. Save $30 on this 4-piece vested suit. Now just $89. The coat, reversible vest, and 2 slacks make 6 great outfits. The value dress shirt and this 4-piece vested suit. Super looks, super values. Sears, where America shops for value.
Is a good friend.
The key's supposed to be under the steps. I got it. Hey, here's a note. Gentlemen, my country estate is at your disposal. There might even be a little something in the refrigerator. Regards, Hank.
Let it be low and brown.
Low and brown.
Oh, when you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Low and Brow.
Here's the Hank. Wherever he is.
Low and brown.
Following the game, CBS Sports presents live coverage of the finals of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Agreeing, Greg Landry has quarterbacked the Colts throughout the afternoon, getting a little respite here because Tampa Bay has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 39, and Doug Williams is quarterbacking them. taken to inside the 40-yard line by George Ragsdale. Ragsdale, a third-year man from North Carolina A&T. Herb Orvis made the tackle.
Made his cut a little bit too soon. He could have set up the guard a little bit better for the block that time, Lindsey. And he'll learn that. He didn't have to cut that early, or Robert Pratt would have had a block for him.
Second down and 7 yards to go. Johnny Davis and George Ragsdale are the setbacks. Williams. Incomplete to Morris Owens. 3rd and 7 at the 42.
Morris Owens. That'll cover.
Doug Williams. 6'4", 215-pounder in his second year. He's from Grambling.
And Pittsburgh just killing Houston 38-0. Pastorini went out with bad ribs. That's the final, 38-7. Terry Bradshaw's thrown a touchdown pass. Sidney Thornton scored a couple.
Williams. Gonna run it. Hits the deck. At the 48-yard line.
Started the first down.
Dan White was there defensively. It is short. It'll be 4th down coming up.
Very slowed on pile here. I think Doug Williams is hurt.
Taking up on the play. Stopped by Cook.
You know, I've always felt that quarterbacks were much better off they try to run the football. When they go down, everybody takes that shot at you, and you really get hurt. And you see very seldom a quarterback get hurt when they're really trying to gain yardage. Here he's going to go down. Let's take another look at it. Everybody's covered. He receives pressure from Sanders Shiver, number 54. Now watch Doug. He goes for the deck. And it doesn't look like, you know, anybody hit him very hard. 72, Fred Cook was just laying on top.
Mike Ray has begun to warm up his arm for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers along the sideline, but it'll be 4th down when play is resumed.
The plant to show you what is new and let you see what's going on and watch the things we do. If you could see the cars and trucks we're working on for you, you'd say incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
Introducing the incredible Ford Factory Tour. Come and see the incredible things we're doing to produce a new generation of more fuel-efficient cars and trucks.
If you could see tomorrow, the way it looks to us today, you'd say incredible. Ford, that's incredible.
To take the incredible Ford Factory Tour, write us for information.
Doug Williams left the field under his own power. It seems to be all right. He's been checking with quarterback coach Bill Nelson. Back to punt now is Tom Blanchard. Glasgow is dropped back to receive it, and he throws up a fair catch signal and decides to let it go, and it goes into the end zone and hits the end line. Touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So the Baltimore Colts get it. They have 6 minutes, 58 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter, and they still have a 4-point lead. Greg Landry comes out to run the attack.
51-yard punt. He's get credit for.
That'll do. Hardeman and McCauley are the setbacks. Joe Washington has not played today, nor has Burt Young. Hardman was stopped at the 23-yard line. David Lewis made the stop.
Well, Jim Hart threw a touchdown pass. Wayne Morris scored. Mark Arneson scored with the fumble recovery, and it's St. Louis by 13 over the New York Giants. A final.
2nd down at about 7 here.
Cardinals even their record at 1-1.
Again. Up to the 29-yard line. He got about 6. Mark Cotney made the stop. Third and about a yard.
Well, every game's an important one, Lindsey, but for both of these teams, they're going to gain ground. Of course, the Bears have already won their second straight. Tampa Bay could win it. They would be tied with the Bears for the lead in the Central Division.
Double tied in. Gary's in that 3rd and 1. Gary weighs 209 pounds. Ben Gary. Half play is completed to Reese McCall, the tight end. It's enough for the first down before he's pushed back. It's going to be marked at the 32-yard line.
Well, let's see. Reese McCall here, play action to the big tight end. And Landry just throws it up there. Reese McCall goes up, makes a nice catch for the first down. We've got to hand it to that guy, Lindsey. A tragedy in the family. His little baby died. He was just born, and they left it up to him whether or not he wanted to play today. He didn't start, and he's been playing, and a lot of courage for a young man to do that.
Greg Landry completes it to Don McCauley. And McCauley got across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Dewey Selman on the tackle.
Trying to move the football, Lindsey, with those little powder puff passes just out in the flat, real short ones to the tight end, hitting your backs, trailing underneath that zone.
Second down, 5 yards to go for Baltimore. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Baltimore has a 4-point lead. Darian Hardiman. Hardiman. Well, he's very near the first down.
Well, he's got it. We're going to turn the field position around here in the 3rd quarter now. Tampa Bay, the first 8 or 9 minutes, had excellent field position on a couple of series. Now Baltimore has come back with a couple of first downs.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Well, Don Cockroft picking up where he left off last week against the Jets. He's kicked a 28-yard field goal in the first quarter.
In trouble. Pulled out by Kohler. Bill Kohler, the nose tackle, and the 3-man alignment. Went out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Loss of 2 will make it 2nd and 12.
Loss of 3 to the 41.
Dan Fouts hit John Jefferson, the great receiver of the San Diego Chargers. 24-yard pass, 7-0 San Diego.
2nd and 12 here on the 41-yard line. Brian DeRue comes forward to the left side for Baltimore. Landry. Pressure. Gets it out to Hardiman, who drops the ball. Could be ruled incomplete, and I think it will be. Incomplete pass is the rule.
Landry really pressured. Somehow got it off to Hardiman out there. See 64 shake his head. That's David Taylor, the right tackle for Baltimore. He got popped pretty good.
Tampa Bay man injured on the play. So he's getting attention from the training staff.
It'll be 3rd and long.
Cedric Brown going off the field.
Denny Reese will come in and play that free safety now for Tampa Bay.
3rd and 12. Baltimore 17, Tampa Bay 13. No scoring in the second half as yet.
Safety blitz. Here he comes. Picked up.
And Dowdy takes it. Turns out of bounds at at the 44-yard line of Tampa Bay, 1st and 10.
Yeah, just a good job by that Baltimore offensive line, Lindsey. The Tampa Bay defense came with the safety blitz. Watch them all. There he is right there. Good pickup by the back, Don McCauley, 23. And Glenn Dowdy had Jarris White man-to-man on the outside.
1st down and 10 yards to go now for the Colts as they have the ball in Tampa Bay territory. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Charlie got to the 41-yard line. And a 3 on the play to make it 2nd down and 7. Leroy Selman made the tackle. Richard Wood also there. Selman started in grammar school. The teacher got his name mixed up and spelled it one word, L-E-R-O-Y, and it stayed that way till about last year or the year before when he finally pointed out that his name, he was christened actually as L-E-E, one word, and R-O-Y, another word, Leroy.
You just found that out last year. Safety blitz again.
And he puts it up, and McCauley. Now get good. It's 3rd and 7 at the 41.
Curtis Jordan on the pressure. And they've used Curtis Jordan, the 4-year veteran from Texas Tech. When he's in there, Lindsey, if I were a Baltimore Colt offensive back, I'd keep my eye on him. He's blitzed about 4 or 5 times today from that formation.
3rd down play coming for the Colts. Trying to move the ball against the tough Tampa Bay defense. Landry. That's intercepted. At the 35 by Richard Wood, and Richard Wood returns it. Stepped out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Well, Landry tried to drill it just right in between about 6 defenders, it looked like, Lindsey. Richard Wood came up with the interception.
Brian DeRue was the man he was trying to get it to.
Here's an end zone shot of it from behind the quarterback right in there. Now watch all the white jerseys. It's fumbled back and forth, deflected right into Richard Wood's hands. Jarris White, I think, had the deflection, number 45. And Richard Wood returns it 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay at Baltimore's 46.
At their 46.
Right.
Doug Williams waits for the snap. And it's Owens. Morris Owens takes it. Now it's at the 44-yard line of Baltimore. Lyle Blackwood.
Pass complete to Morris Owens.
1st and 10. Keep in mind now that Tampa Bay is trailing by 4 points. They have the ball, 1st and 10, and it is spotted at the Baltimore 42-yard line. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Larry Mucker's far to the left side. Jimmy Giles is the tight end right. There's Ricky Bell. 38. He got about 4 on the play, which will make it 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Barry Crouch, the middle linebacker here today for Baltimore, made the tackle.
The poor Bell was injured last year. I think he would have gained 1,000 yards, Lindsey. He got hurt. He gained about 690 yards as it was.
Doesn't figure to run as much, as Coach says, this year with Jerry Eckwood now able to play the tailback spot. Bell's an excellent blocker from the fullback position. And it's incomplete. Intended for Bell.
Pressured by Freddie Cook on the left side. Now, under normal circumstances, most quarterbacks in the NFL, that would have been a sack. But boy, did Williams get it off in a hurry.
Making it 3rd and 6.
Watch this, how quick Freddie Cook is right there. A missed block on the right side. Cook took the inside and beat Charlie Hanna. And Doug Williams really had to get rid of it in a hurry.
3rd down coming, and Nesby Glasgow has just come into the defense now for the Baltimore Colts. He's the line on the left side. got to the 35. Greg Fields was there defensively.
Not a bad call. Passing situation. They tried to take it inside and get the first down the hard way.
4th and 3. Jim Obradovich is coming in.
Going to go for it?
I think so. Higgins started off and he's called back, and it's Giles going out now.
Well, this is a big risk, Lindsay, with this many yards to go.
It's 4th down and 3 yards to go at the Baltimore 35-yard line. And it's Ricky Bell. Well, he does not get outside. Did not get outside of Stan White and Lyle Blackwood. It was Stan White who had him as he tried to turn the corner. The ball goes over on downs to Baltimore.
And the big thing, Lindsay, is that when they do turn it over, they turn it over and give Baltimore beautiful field position. Tom Blanchard would have given him a shot to kick it out inside the 10-yard line.
Instead, Baltimore gets it at the 39, 1st and 10. John McKay.
That's when you got confidence in your defense.
They absolutely do, and to be able to do that. 49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and Tampa Bay still trails by 4 points. Hardeman couldn't get around the corner. Richard Wood on that corner. Greg Landry, the quarterback.
Don Hardeman carries. Richard Wood on the stop.
It's a gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9, and we have now 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Time for one more play before the 3rd quarter. Hardeman's picked up 40 yards in 13 attempts.
May not want to run one more and don't have to. They didn't let it run out, and that's what they're going to do now. They didn't let the time expire. The 30-second count started at 25, so it'll run out. And 1 second, there it is. So that is the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Baltimore 17, Tampa Bay 13. We now pause for a word from your local station.
This fall, meet 2 aspiring janitors, 2 brothers who will bumble, stumble, and fumble their way into your hearts. Michael Keaton and Jim Belushi are 2 working stiffs. Saturdays.
This is CBS.
Cash and Carry guarantees the lowest supermarket total cost. Now, that won't make your groceries cheap to buy, but it is assurance that when you do your weekly shopping at Cash and Carry, you're saving as much as you can on your family's food bill. On your normal weekly list of 20 or more items and at least $15, if you can find comparable items for less anywhere else, just tell us where, the cost, and bring your Cash and Carry receipt. We'll refund double the difference. Tell a friend.
Cash and Carry, tell a friend.
Now at Ace, never before. Peak antifreeze coolant, $3.25 a gallon. Plus, with the purchase of any Peak product, this official picture of the 1979 Buccaneers swashbucklers. It's free, plus 16 pairs of free tickets to the Bucs Los Angeles Rams game September 23rd. Just register. There's no purchase necessary. Winners at every Ace store.
And find out just how easy it can be with auto parts from auto people at ACE.
Auto Parts.
Channel 13, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, where the Colts have a 4-point lead as we start playing the 4th quarter. 2nd and 9, they have it at their own 40-yard line. Hardeman and McCauley are the setbacks. Greg Landry drops back. Incomplete, intended for Brian DeRue.
Landry now 15 out of 25 for only 89 yards. Most of the completions going short. Cleveland has added a touchdown, a 17-yard pass from Brian Sight to Reggie Rucker. Don Cocker off the field goal. 10-0 lead.
3rd down play coming now for the Colts. Hardeman and McCauley. Landry. And it's intercepted at the 50-yard line. And it's being run back by Mike Washington. Washington, 50 yards. He got it across for the touchdown. He He was across the goal line when it got away.
If he crosses the goal line, it's all right. He lost control of the football. Mike Washington on the interception for 6.
If he gets to the plane of the goal line with the ball, he can throw it up in the stands if he wishes.
Now, Tampa Bay was in a safety blitz. He was picked up on the outside. Landry hung it up a little bit too long. Mike Washington's got the football. Now, let's see where he loses control. He's carrying it like a loaf of bread, Lindsay. He gets hit. I don't know. I don't think he was past that goal line.
I don't know if he was either. I saw the official signal at that moment indicating touchdown, but I'm with you. I'm not at all sure he was at the goal line.
It would have been a touchback.
It would have been.
Here it is again. Chris Erskine's got it right on the numbers here.
Let's see if he gets to the goal line. He must get it to the goal line.
Put the ball away, for heaven's sake. Here it is. There's the 5-yard line right there. Now there's Landry grabs the football, and he did not have control of the football. Landry grabbed his arm, and he lost control of it. They're going to give him 6.
Don Hardiman was injured on the play, and that's why we held up here. Hardiman's getting attention on the field as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have taken the lead with 14 minutes, 44 seconds left to play in the game with a conversion attempt coming. They are leading by a score of 19 to 17.
Replay from a different angle here. Landry trying to square out. Safety blitz was picked up. He just hung it up there a little bit too long. Tried to hit Glenn Dowdy. Now watch Mike Washington. Now the first thing he's doing wrong, as everybody knows, he's carrying the football out very loose. Anybody could hit his arm and it's over with. Now watch Landry. Here comes the right arm. Now he lost control of the football about the 2-yard line. It goes out of the end zone. That would have been ruled a touchback, right?
That's, if he loses control before he gets there and it goes into the end zone with his impetus, it is in fact a touchback. But the official, who was right down there at the time, signaled touchdown at about the time he crossed. The officials in a little conclave, a little talk of their own over there as we have some time here. They're sort of talking things over, and Washington along the sideline, of course, gets a touchdown on the interception and the run back.
Oh, it's tough. I tell you, folks, the jobs that those men have right there in the striped shirts might be the toughest job in all of American sport.
You don't have to guess what the subject of that conversation is.
And Tampa Bay is out in front. Extra point coming. I tell you, that extra point that was blocked still looms big in this football game.
Neil O'Donoghue with Tom Blanchard holding. O'Donoghue was born in Dublin, Ireland. And now Marchibroda wants a little word with Cal Lepore, head coach of the Baltimore Colts.
I'm sure he's talking about the same thing we were just talking about.
I'm sure.
Sometimes it'd be good if we could have the microphone on and something like that. And then again,
we'd lose the license.
Then that's exactly what I was going to say. Then you wouldn't see the rest of the game, too.
Conversion attempt coming here. O'Donoghue's kick is good.
O'Donoghue's kick is
and
good.
So now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have taken the lead for the first time today. They lead by a score of 20 to 17. And we have a long time to go. Time for almost anything to happen. 14 minutes, 44 seconds to play.
Gentlemen, tonight we're brought together here by two things we all love. Good food and light beer from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you, I don't know respect.
Gaston, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante, what is it?
Meatloaf sandwich and a light. Gentlemen, we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is, it tastes great.
Less filling. Gentlemen. Hey, Deacon, pass the roll.
Charlie, that's my beer.
No, yours is by your bronco. This is my bronco.
That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Say, Bubba, you want the peas?
Ooh, you gonna eat all that?
Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us when I say if it wasn't for light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you're for pound.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Kicking off now will be O'Donohue. He'll put it up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. SB Glasgow has dropped back center deep. Glasgow at the 4-yard line, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and stop at the 24-yard line.
It might be a fumble. We'll see how they rule this. Might lost control of it. At least that's what some of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were saying. But nope, it's Colt football. Trading field goals. It's in the second quarter. Dallas and the 49ers are tied up. Wershing for the 49ers and Rafael Septien, 23 yards out. 10-0. Sipe a touchdown pass. Cocker off the field goal. Cleveland 10-0 over Kansas City.
Hardeman and Don McCauley are the setbacks now for Landry. Hardeman slices up to the 27-yard line for 3. It'll be second down, 7 yards to go. Richard Wood made the tackle. Kohler goes out of the ball game, and Randy Crowder replaces him now as the nose tackle in the 3-man line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, Oakland's going to have to do it again. They got behind in their first game. San Diego, 2 touchdown passes from Dan Fouts. San Diego 14-0.
Landry swings it out to Hardeman. But it is Mike Washington out there on the tackle, number 40.
Yeah, they're going to have to go downfield, Lindsey. It's going to be very tough to start throwing the ball in the flat with the way these linebackers and defensive secondary react to the football. They've got awful quick linebackers.
Natives are getting a little restless in the stands with their reaction to the play calling. There's a loss of 2 yards on that completed pass in the left flank. 3rd and 9. Ben Gary's gone in now in the backfield along with McCauley as Hardeman has left off. Dowdy is being doubled to the right side along with Brian DeRue.
Well, the Colts put the first 17 points on the board, and Tampa Bay is stormed back.
Look at that. Landry is sacked. Crowder is there.
All 3 of them were there. Chambers,
Leroy
Selman, Randy Crowder.
4th down. The punting unit comes on, led by Bucky Dawes.
Let's take a look. Here goes. Landry knows he's in trouble right here. There's number 60. Wally Chambers from the opposite side. Leroy Selman, and Randy Crowder makes the tackle.
Wilkes is deep to punt, standing at his own 2, waiting for the snap, and Reese is standing at his own 39 to receive it. Danny Reese for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The high snap. Pulled down by Bucky Dilts to the left footer. Gets it off. Reese has it at his 46. He's at the 50. He's at the Tampa Bay 45, 44-yard line. Bob Van Dyne made the tackle. And when play is resumed, it'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go. For Tampa Bay, the ball is spotted near the 45-yard line of Baltimore.
I never worry about what brand name part my mechanic puts on my car. That doesn't make me a bad guy. I go to a professional mechanic I can trust, so I trust the parts he uses. He uses Mopar. It means nothing to me, but it means a lot to him. Mopar fits all American-made cars. Foreign cars, too. And they're used by professional mechanics all over the world. If the professional trusts Mopar, I trust Mopar. Does he make me happy? He makes it his business.
Trust your car to Mopar.
Radio Shack has slashed the price on one of our top-of-the-line stereo systems. Right now, save $310 on this impressive realistic hi-fi. You get this quality AM/FM stereo receiver, a pair of realistic tower speakers, and this precision belt drive turntable, all for only $579. A great entertainment bargain and a beautiful addition to your home. The sale price realistic stereo system, just $579, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, the CBS Sports Spectacular brings you action in the ring with Howard Davis. Action on the rink with top American skaters vying for national honors. Action on the road with the Italian Grand Prix. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on CBS. First down, 10 yards to go. Tampa Bay at the Baltimore 45-yard line. 12:36 to play. Gary Eckwood. The U.S. Open Tennis Championship, the finals coming up now, right after the completion of this football telecast.
Chrissy Everett leads Tracy Austin in the first set 3-2. Right after CBS, we'll be going to New York. Pat Summerall, Tony Trabert. All-American final. Chrissy Everett, Lloyd, Tracy Austin, John McEnroe, Vitas Gerulaitis.
2nd and 9 at the 44-yard line. Bell and Eckwood are the setback. Doug Williams. Ricky Bell got to the 40-yard line. Ray Cook made the tackle. 3rd and 5 now at the 40 for Tampa Bay. The Bucs lead in this ball game by a score of 20-17. Penalty marker on the play, and Williams is being consulted. Cal Lepore, the referee. Marked off against the Baltimore Colts down to the 39-yard line.
Offside, lining up in neutral zone, 3. Defense, 2nd down.
I guess that was Stan White, the linebacker, 53. Did he say 53 or 73?
Or 62. We got one of each.
Mike Barnes was 63.
2nd down and 4 at the 39. Eckwood got the first down. Red Cook pulled him down. Oh, maybe he didn't. The man with the stick was getting out of the way. No, he spotted him, so he didn't get the first down. It is at the 37-yard line.
Had a good block by Greg Roberts, the rookie guard from Oklahoma.
3rd down and a long 2 here.
Gordon Jones, number 84, checks in with the play. Oakland's on the board with the field goal. 2 touchdown passes by Dan Fouts for San Diego. Oh, he's gone.
And he's gone. And backs in for a touchdown. Gordon Jones, Lyle backward the defender. Gordon Jones took it in for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A 37-yard touchdown pass.
Well, I think it's the best play in football, Lindsey. 3rd and 1 to throw the football long. Everybody can be suckered with that play action. It wasn't that good a fake. But Gordon Jones with his great speed, the good quick release of Doug Williams, he just beats everybody. Number 44 was Lyle Blackwood. Now, that was not his man on coverage. He came from the offside.
So it's 26-17, a conversion attempt coming now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Neil O'Donoghue is in there to try it. Blanchard will hold for it.
Lindsey, you know, we used to make a living on that play. O'Donoghue blocked again.
Yes, blocked, deflected wide. It's no good.
I was going to say, Lindsey, we used to make a living on that play, 3rd and short. And I always kidded Bart, you know, now that he's the coach of the Packers, they don't use it too much. So next week, Tampa Bay won't have to worry about it too much. Here's O'Donoghue, and it's blocked.
Boy, did I save money on this hat.
Yeah?
We smart shoppers compare prices.
Wish we could do that with our homeowners insurance.
Compare with Allstate.
Compare?
Bring in your homeowner's policy and compare rates. Odds are Allstate might save you some money.
We can save you some money.
It does pay to compare.
Oh, it sure does. Love your hat. Oh.
Hey, where'd you get the hat?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
Nancy Hamilton will cross our path 8 times today. We're S-Mark. We own the companies that supply her peanut butter and turkeys, rubber gloves, and baby nursers. filters and motor oil, gasoline. We're S-Mark, a big company with a big stake in Nancy Hamilton and in you.
Neil O'Donoghue will kick off now. SB Glasgow is center deep. Gary has it. Ben Gary at the 6 to the 10 to the 15 to the 20, and Gary gets across the 25-yard line.
Here's another look at that 3rd and short. Now watch the play action. Everybody, even number 40, is coming from the outside. That's Bruce Laird, the safety man. Gordon Jones goes right down. Now, the number 44 is Lyle Blackwood. He had to come from the far side, Lindsey. That's how wide open Gordon Jones was.
20-yard receive.
First down, 10 yards to go for Baltimore. The Colts have the ball at their own 27-yard line as Greg Landry brings them up. McCauley and Hardiman are the setbacks. Landry. Guru. Penalty marker thrown back at the line of scrimmage, and it's at the 38-yard line where DeRue took it, hit by Jarris White.
Probably holding against Baltimore.
That's just what it is.
The ball's caught and he's short.
And Miami might be 2 field goals or might be an extra point miss, but they've got a 6-0 lead over Seattle in the second quarter.
Ten-yard penalty puts the ball back to 17, makes it 1st and 20.
Holding 64. Offense, first down.
David Taylor. Brian DeRue far right. Glenn Dowdy far to the left side. Greg Landry. And it's complete to McCauley. And Don McCauley goes out of bounds. As he got it to the 32, Jarris White ran him out.
Taken out of bounds by Jarris White.
An update. U.S. Open tennis following immediately on CBS. Chris Everett Lloyd 4. Tracy Austin 4. Oh, that's going to be a great match. 16 years old, Tracy Austin.
Second down, about 5 yards to go at the 32. McCauley. Driving for the sticks. He's got it. He's got the 1st and 10. Well, he Lewis made the stop.
They moved him out on the left side that time, Lindsey. Good blocking over there.
Bert Jones along the sideline, and he has watched this game from the sidelines today. He has a right shoulder injury. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. The Colts are trailing in the game with Tampa Bay out front 26-17. Landry. Selman. Leroy Selman.
Landry sacked by Leroy Selman. Also on the tackle, Randy Crowder.
69 Wade Griffin, the left tackle, just having his hands full over there with Leroy Selman. Just a little bit too quick.
Loss of 11. Second and 21 at the 27.
There you go, Tampa Bay. 6 sacks today.
Second and 21 at the 27-yard line. Greg Landry. Deflected, incomplete. Up the middle. Deflected by Dewey Selman. Third and 21 at the 27.
Roger Carr hasn't seen any action today. Ken Huff, fine right guard of the Colts, has been out. Joe Washington has not played a down. Told me today it hurt him. It was swollen a little bit, but he thought he could play.
DeRue comes to the right side, double with Glenn Dowdy.
Watch your D-back.
Safety blitz again. Mike Washington got to him. Punting unit is coming on, led out there by Bucky Dilts.
I guess literally you call that a cornerback blitz. Mike Washington plays the right corner on that defense of Tampa Bay, but it's, in effect, it's the same thing as the safety blitz. Instead of safety goes over and plays the corner when Washington blitzes.
Off of 11. Dilts to kick.
Dilts to kick, and Danny Reese is dropped back to receive it. Reese is standing on his own 40-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who figure to get good field position once again out of this exchange. Reese has it at his 42, 45 to his 47-yard line. Where Tampa Bay starts first and 10. Ozdowski made the tackle. So with 8 minutes 55 left, it's 26-17.
Some guys never learn. They're still taking it on the chin. Gotcha. Norelco offers the Norelco rotary razor. Not 1 or 2 blades, but 36 blades. Inside 3 adjustable floating heads. And a unique shaving angle for a very close shave without a nick or cut. So say hello to the Norelco rotary razor. And say goodbye to Gotcha.
Take care of your car at Kmart.
Your Kmart Automotive Center has the answer to your muffler problem. The zinc-coated, double-wrap Kmart Arrestor muffler. Have it installed by Kmart, and if anything goes wrong, they'll replace it free, as long as you own your American-made car. The Arrestor. Zinc-coated and double-wrapped like the best. And best of all, Kmart price. Get it at Kmart Automotive Centers across the USA, where quality auto products are Kmart priced.
This young man took a summer job in this plush resort hotel, but he never expected this. It's The Last Resort, premiering Wednesdays this fall on CBS.
First and 10 for Tampa Bay at their own 47. Doug Williams has thrown 21 passes, completed 10, 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's sending Morris Owens far to the left side. He's got Johnny Davis and Jerry Eckwood as the setbacks in an I formation. Eckwood got it across to the 49-yard line of Baltimore.
Well, they're just
made the tackle.
They're content maybe to run up a few first downs here, take some time off that clock.
Whatever is that?
That's Dolly Parton Jr., I think. See some Nashville down in your area.
Second down and 6 yards to go at the 49-yard line. Morris Owens again to the left side. Ricky Bell and Eckwood. Williams. Eckwood intercepted. And being returned now by Sandy Shiver. First and 10. For the Colts, and they have the ball at their own 36-yard line.
Mistake by Doug Williams that time. To avoid the sack, he threw it up for grabs, Lindsey. He should not have thrown this pass. Here's play action. Ricky Bell goes to the right to block. He's going to try to hit Jerry Eckwood down the sidelines. He was off balance. It's up for grabs. Number 54, Sanders Shiver, comes up with an interception. He's pointing for blocking help, and from behind, Eckwood makes the tackle.
Colts are trailing by 9 as they have the ball with 8 minutes, 3 seconds left to play in the game. Greg Landry steps up, flips it out there, although the whistle had blown. He was in the grasp of Leroy Selman, and the rules this year say if he's in the grasp, blow the whistle.
And the key to it, Lindsey, is exactly what you said. This year. Last year, he probably would have got away with that little flip. But soon as the quarterback is in the grasp of the defensive lineman or linebacker, they're going to blow the whistle. It's dead. And Tracy Austin has gone in front of Chris Everett Lloyd in the first set. Remember, U.S. Open tennis right after this football game.
Second and 13 at the 33-yard line for Baltimore.
He's unreal, Lindsey. He is unreal. And number 69, the offensive left tackle, Wade Griffin, the 3-year veteran from Mississippi, is just shaking his head. Watch how quick Selman comes into view. Before he even sets up, Selman's there. He beats the quarterback back to the set.
3rd and 13 now at the 33-yard line. Danny Reese is coming to the secondary as they set up 5 back there.
You know, it's not so tough. They've only, most of the times, they're only in a 3-man rush, Lindsey. The offensive back, Greg Landry, ought to tell one of them, help out Wade on the left side. Help with Leroy.
Landry again. Giroux. Giroux to the 50, to the 45, Giroux to the 40, to the 35, and Giroux is on his way. Can they cut across? He got in for the touchdown. Brian Giroux all the way for the TD.
And we've got ourselves a ball game. That little pass that Doug Williams should have taken the sack, has given Baltimore a chance, and they come back, and here's Greg Landry finally throwing downfield. Billy Giroux, a rookie from Redlands University, gets free from Curtis Jordan on the 1 tackle. There's a good block. That was Glenn Dowdy, and Giroux goes down the sidelines, and he barely gets in. He's running out of gas here, Lindsey. Jarris White barely gets him, but not in time.
67 yards on the pass play. 26-23 with a conversion attempt coming now. Tony Lenhart with Landry holding, and it is blocked. It is blocked, although it came back to Lenhart. The rule states when it's blocked, the play is over. Conversion is no good, and the score is 26-23.
Boy, that's a big conversion block now. Puts it back to 3. Tampa Bay by 3. We've had 3 extra points blocked. And this time, I think it was Leroy Selman in the middle there.
He can't run it. Landry comes off the field now as Baltimore will kick off, of course, and they're trailing by 3. U.S. Open Tennis Championships.
Tracy Austin broke serve of Chris Everett Lloyd here in the first set. Remember, we're going right up to New York to give you a great view of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. And Tracy Austin, the little 16-year-old, is giving Chris Everett all she wants right now in that first set.
Tony Lenhart will kick it off now for the Baltimore Colts.
And I guess speaking from the male point of view, too, I think John McEnroe is playing Venus Sterilaitis also. Yes, he is. He got a little excited there when I see that youngster with it.
George Ragsdale is center deep.
And we've got a barn burner right here.
Ragsdale at the 1-yard line. He's at the 5-10. Ragsdale to the 15.5. He's at the 20-yard line. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 7 minutes, 4 seconds left to play in the game. Ben Gary was downfield to make the tackle on special teams. And now Williams is sent out there by John McKay, the head coach of the Buccaneers.
Well, that's something that young Doug Williams will learn. You've got what they have, a 9-point lead? Yes, they had a 9-point lead. They had the football, good field position. Don't throw it up for Bragg. Don't give them a chance to come back. Change the whole momentum around, and Baltimore wants that football back.
Fans are alive here now at Memorial Stadium, and Doug Williams says he can't hear the snap. So Cal Laporte pulls him down and is whispering something into his ear.
You know what he's saying? If you can, Doug, get the first play off. If we can get the first play off, they're going to calm down a little bit. I've been in a game right here, not only one, but a lot of them, Lindsey, where you just couldn't call the play.
I've been here to witness some of those, and you're right, the fans don't get any quieter. No. They become participants along about this time. They've been known to keep this up for quite a while.
There it comes
at the 20-yard line.
Use a quick count.
This is Eckwood, Gary Eckwood, out to the 23-yard line for 3 yards. It'll be
Gary
2nd and 7.
Eckwood, Gary. Herb Orvis on the tackle.
All Tampa Bay had to do in that last possession, Lindsey, was make a couple of first downs. Maybe possibly a field goal. and it probably would have been over. But right now we've got, well, going right down to the wire. Baltimore's going to get their hands on that football again. Plenty of time.
Second down and 7 yards to go. High formation. Eckwood to the 26. 2 running plays, a gain 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. It was Fred Cook on the tackle. Clock is running with 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to play in this game.
And also on the bottom of that pile, number 54, Sanders Shivers. Sanders Shivers. Woodrow Lowe scored on about a 30-yard run. San Diego easily in front of Oakland now, second quarter.
Right here, Tampa Bay is leading 26-23 on a 3rd and 4. Davis and Eckwood are the running backs.
This is incomplete, or they don't make it, you're going to hear a roar.
Leave it on the ground. Eckwood trying to turn the corner, and he can't. Baltimore defense closes him off. Fred Cook. But there again, along with Fernandez. That'll bring the punting unit on. The Baltimore Colts will get the ball very shortly. Colts fans.
And the Colts are motivated.
Tom Blanchard back to do the punting. Nesby Glasgow has retreated to his 34-yard line to receive it for Baltimore.
If they go for the block, Lindsay, they got 10 men up on that line of scrimmage. They're going for the block. Here they come.
Got it off. Glasgow moves up, cross for a fair catch, and makes it. His own man was underneath him, so it'll be put in play 1st and 10 at his 44-yard line.
That came within an eyelash of being blocked. Blanchard does a beautiful job here, Lindsay. He can feel the pressure. He does it a little bit quicker. 1-2 steps. He's usually a 3-step kicker. Number 47 with the Colts almost got a finger on it. That's Larry Brazil.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Hardeman and McCauley are the setbacks. Landry dropping back. The pitch was a screen right, taken by McCauley. McCauley sort of waiting for his screen to move, and he goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Lewis ran him out. Gain of 2 on the screen right, makes it 2nd and 8.
Good play by Lewis. He just stuffed Ron Baker, the right guard, played him off, and knocked McCauley out of bounds.
The Baltimore Colts are trailing by 3 points. We have 4 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the game as Greg Landry calls the next play. He has quarterback Baltimore all day long. Burt Jones has not played.
Go Washington.
Hardeman. Across to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Baltimore at the Tampa Bay 45. Curtis Jordan finally brought him down.
Well, they can smell it now, Lindsay. There goes the left guard, Robert Pratt. Hardeman cuts back inside and just breaks a couple of tackles for the 1st down. Good running by Don Hardeman. Landry is 19 out of 32 for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Dowdy to the left side, and Brian DeRue to the right side. Landry to DeRue. He'll turn out, and he goes down the sideline to the vicinity of the 35-yard line. David Lewis bounced him out there.
Brian DeRue, the rookie from Redlands University, with his 2nd catch here. And Landry's really pumping him up now.
Spotted at the 36-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 2 yards to go.
Landry's got to keep in mind to get off the football in a hurry. Don't want any sacks under this situation, Lindsay, when it's a passing football.
Hardeman's got the 1st down, and he's all the way to the 30-yard line. Jarvis White made the tackle. But the Baltimore Colts are moving the ball now against the Tampa Bay defense. Keep in mind that Baltimore is trailing by 3.
Well, the running attack for about 3 quarters was kind of dormant, Lindsay. They weren't making too many yards, and now they've just knocking it right down Tampa Bay's throat.
3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in this game. Dowdy to the left side, DeRue to the right side. Hardeman and McCauley are the setbacks. McCauley. Gains 5 right down to the 25-yard line. They use him up to chunks of 5. Leroy Selman brought him down, but it's 2nd and 5.
Hardeman 56 yards and 16 attempts.
Baltimore Colts in possession as the clock is moving down toward the 2-minute warning. We now have exactly 2 minutes, 59 seconds left to play in this game. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Hardeman moved to the 24-yard line. Randy Crowder made the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. And 24.
I was going to say a long 3, and it's exactly right, Lindsey. About 4 yards to go. They need a better part of 3. Let's see where they're marking. Yep. 4 yards for the first down. They got Tony Linhart.
They're bringing Ben Gary in there now. He's a 209-pounder. They've been bringing him in on short yardage. Clock is running with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the game.
You think those 2 extra points, Neil O'Donoghue, that was blocked. It's a big difference in this football game right now.
You bet.
And even Baltimore had 1 block.
McCauley and Gary. And Landry's back to throw. Over the middle and is taken by Gary. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. And we have reached the 2-minute warning with the ball at the 19-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go for Baltimore. So the automatic timeout that comes with the 2-minute warning. Baltimore trails by 3. They have it 1st and 10 at the Tampa 19.
It's official. Ford's answer to rebates, the largest incentives ever available to its dealers. The biggest clearance offer in Ford history just got bigger. See your Ford dealer and discover how many hundreds of dollars you can save on new trimmer LTDs, Mustang pace car replicas, elegant Thunderbirds, top V8 pickups, vans, Broncos, Rancheros. Compare the total Ford deal with any other. You may well find it's the best value overall.
You know, trying to run a Major League Baseball club isn't all fun and games.
The pressure's always on. And for guys like us, there's no off-season.
So when you wheel and deal as much as we do, you can't afford to get filled up.
That's why we drink light beer from Miller. It's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer, and it tastes great, too.
How about that trade? How about throwing in Bud Harrelson?
Let's see, Bud Harrelson, Gates Brown, and Mudcat Grant.
Right, with 2 Blue Powells and a Ferris Payne.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I want a Frank Malzone.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Horning in Baltimore. John McKay looks on. Landry for Baltimore has attempted 34, completed 21 for 186 yards. Landry has completed 4 straight in this drive.
Remember, U.S. Open tennis coming right up. Tracy Austin, holy mackerel, won the first set, leads 3-0 in the second set.
1st and 10 at the 19 for the Baltimore Colts, who trail by 3 points. Landry, short drop and puts it up long to DeRue. And it is incomplete. Almost intercepted by Jarris White in the end zone. It would have been a touchback had he done that.
Landry was pretty lucky then. It was almost a desperation throw into the end zone. Jarris White, they had him double covered back there. I think it's in the game of inches. Here's the play action again. He's got to really throw in a hurry here. Well, he really didn't have to throw in a hurry. I thought he was pressured. Jarris White had a chance for the interception. It would have been a great interception, but it did hit his hands.
Now, thanks to spotter Ron Thomas, statistician John Schneider for their work here today. It is 2nd down and 10 at the 19 for Baltimore. 5 receivers left and right.
Safety blitz. Here it comes.
Hardeman. Nowhere to go, and he is thrown for a loss at the 22-yard line by David Lewis.
Well, they shot the gaps with everybody.
3rd and 13 at the 22.
57, David Lewis getting up very slowly, moving that left arm, got popped. They don't want to lose him in this situation. Says he's all right.
Here is a Tampa Bay timeout. Stops the clock with 1 minute, 35 seconds left to play in this game. So when play is resumed, Baltimore will have the ball. 3rd and 13 at the 22, trailing by 3.
I learn a lot about this hotel by walking around like a guest.
Meet Carl Hurd, manager of Ramada O'Harian in Chicago. He puts a lot of emphasis on people. He even lives here in his own apartment. And because this Ramada is also Carl Hurd's home, travelers find it's a nice place for them to live, too.
Nice people taking care of nice people. Ramada, all over the world.
You often see the Firestone 721 steel-belted radial on TV, but you don't often see Firestone's top-line radial on sale. But now it is. Now you can buy Firestone 721 radials for as low as $39.95. You get the Firestone 721 steel-belted radial, you get white walls, and you get real savings at Firestone stores. Oh, and remember, you can charge them too. But be sure to get them before September 15th, because that's when the 721 sale ends.
Third down play now. Landry puts it up to the end zone, and it is incomplete as Dowdy was overthrown.
He threw it away.
And it'll be fourth down coming now. And coming in to attempt the field goal, which if good will tie the score, is Tony Lenhart.
Let's see, the ball's placed at what, 22?
20, between the 21 and 2.
They're going to place it down about to 20. It'll be a 38-yard field goal, well within his range.
Just about 38.
Well, Lindsay, you and I had an overtime game last week in New Orleans. Let's get ready if he puts it through. Maybe, huh?
Just might. Just might. It's going to be a 38-yarder. You're right. Landry is holding for Lenhart. If it's good, it'll tie the score. Long enough and high enough and good enough, and the score is tied. Baltimore 26, Tampa Bay 26.
Holy mackerel.
26 seconds left to play in the game here at Baltimore. The Colts have come back.
How do you spell relief?
When I get acid indigestion, I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids spells relief. Clinical tests prove with Rolaids you get relief Tums can't beat. That's right, relief Tums can't beat. In fact, relief no other leading antacid can beat. How do you spell relief?
For heartburn, I know. R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Relief no other leading antacid can beat.
Lenhart has teed the ball up. He's checking it now on the tee at the 35. He'll kick it off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course, Tampa Bay has to defend against the onside kick possibility here.
I think he'll kick it deep. Boy, what a difference those extra points makes. Tampa Bay's had 2 blocked. Baltimore's had 1.
He's going deep, and the deep men are on the 20. They're retreating in a hurry. Taken back there by Ragsdale. He's back to the 19-yard line.
Great tackle by Larry Brazil on the special teams. There he is.
So you see the clock in set. The time remaining to be played in this game.
We've got a Tampa Bay.
Ragsdale, I think it is, who returned that kickoff, is still down.
Brazil being congratulated. That's a big tackle. It's got him back inside the 20. Here it is. Let's see if we can pick it up. Ragsdale, I don't think he sees. Watch from the left of your screen now. Larry Brazil right there. Ragsdale didn't even see him. Gave him a good pop. Lucky to hang on to the football, especially, Lindsay, when you get blindsided like that.
However, he is up and off the field under his own power, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers see what they can do about moving the ball to within field goal range. They have 1 minute, 22 seconds to see what they can do about that. They have the ball at their own 19. Doug Williams, who one of the strongest arms in professional football, is the quarterback bringing him up. He's got Ricky Bell, and he has got Jerry Eckwood. Pops it out to Ricky Bell at the 20-25. 30 heads for the sideline to stop the clock. Got it across to the 32-yard line before Doug Nettles ran him out.
Big play by Doug Williams that time. He picked up the blitz well. He had Ricky Bell running just a little play in the right flat right here, and he picked it up real well. He's wide open in the right flat. Nobody's out there covering. He only had a cornerback, and he's got to go back with the flanker, and Bell picks up the first down.
First and 10 now. Tampa Bay at their 32. 1 minute, 16 seconds left to play. Score tied. 26-26. Doug Williams. Wants to let it out this time, and he does. Contact penalty marker. Penalty marker. It was Isaac Hagen.
Dwight Harrison got up right away and pointed to Isaac Hagen. Let's see who they call it against.
Against Baltimore, I guess, because of what happened. As you saw, Harrison just simply hit the deck on his back.
That's why I say
I don't believe it.
That's why a quarterback is very smart to throw the ball long under that circumstance, Lindsey, when you got a man-on-man, because if there's any bumping, most of the time they're going to give it to the offense. And he just lets it fly down the left side to Isaac Hagen. Right there, they're both looking up. Now, Hagen ran into the cornerback, Harrison, but he wasn't relinquishing a chance to get to the football.
First and 10 now at the 35-yard line, just inside the 35. Tampa Bay has the ball. Clock says 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining to be played. Isaac Higgins was the intended receiver. Baltimore fans are unhappy with that call. Ricky Bell and Jerry Eckwood are in an I formation. And now Williams has the ball. Looks for Higgins, but throws long instead into the end zone. Beyond the end line, it's incomplete. Morris Owens there, but across the end line. Blackwood and Nettles rode him right across. Incompleted, and you see the time in set. 1 minute, 4 seconds remaining to be played.
He just looked around, saw everybody was covered, said, I'll take a shot, just whipped it 60 yards out of the end zone. There it is, U.S. Open tennis coming up immediately following this barn burner right here. Tracy Austin in command right now.
Ball has been respotted squarely on the 35-yard line. It is second down and 10 yards to go.
They don't need a home run, Lindsey. All they need is a field goal. Just get a little bit closer.
Well, he didn't have to throw it across the sidelines anyway. It was Jerry Eckwood juggling it.
I was going to say it would have been a great catch.
Would have been a great catch had he been able to control it before he went outside.
They need to get a little bit closer for a field goal attempt. He went for the home run, wasted it. And now with that incompletion to a big third down coming up for the youngster from Grambling.
This is the play, and it's being brought in by Morris Owens right there. He has brought it in. The clock says 58 seconds left to play. Score tie. Tampa Bay 26, Baltimore 26.
All they got to do is run a turn in. It'll be open against that Baltimore zone. Double coverage on the left side here.
Now, the whistle stops play. Pass out into the flat to Ricky Bell, but there was a penalty. And the whistle stopped play before the pass. Apparently the penalty is against Tampa Bay. Illegal procedure. It'll cost them 5. It'll be third and 15 at the 40-yard line. So still now. A big third down play coming for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
False start. Move them before the snap. The whistle killed the play. 75. Offense still third down.
Dave Revis. Gordon Jones far to the right side. Isaac Higgins far to the left side. Incomplete to tight end Jimmy Giles.
Well, they went to the home run. The first play got him in trouble, Lindsey. All they needed was maybe a first down. Instead, he goes for the home run on 2 out of the 3 plays. Here goes Doug Williams back. The first one was a 60-yard flip out of the end zone, incomplete. Then he goes over on the left side. Now he goes down the middle to Jimmy Giles. Just barely hit him right on the hands. Couldn't control it. And they're going to have to punt.
Bill Nelson talking to his quarterback there. Punting unit is in. Tom Blanchard is back to do the kicking. Nobody deep. Nobody deep at all. They're willing to take their chances. The Colts are deep. They let it go, and it's hitting on the 10 and bounding to the 5. It's going to be down at the 1-yard line, the 1.5. I don't know what's Stan White was doing exactly, but the ball is taken over 1st and 10.
Now, Lindsey, offensive linemen, they better be aware of one thing. If for some reason here, one of those linemen, if they call a pass down here, which is very unlikely, they better not be caught holding in the end zone. That is a penalty that would give Tampa Bay 2 points.
Exactly.
Any infraction in the end zone by the offensive team, it's a safety.
It is, in fact. You see the time remaining, 41 seconds. And it's down here in be oh so careful territory as Tampa Bay is looking toward the sideline. And now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have called a timeout. They get straightened out about their defense.
The reason I say that, I was talking to Eddie LeBaron last week, and I think he threw a 99-yard touchdown pass one time when Eddie was the quarterback of the Redskins, and one of his tackles was caught holding in the end zone. And it was brought back from a touchdown to 2 points. Safety.
That's exactly what happened.
That could happen last week in one of the games.
Keep in mind that when this is over now, we'll be going to the U.S. Open Tennis Championships.
And Tracy Austin has won the first set 6-4. She leads Chris Efford-Lloyd in the second set 3-2. And then following that immediately will be John McEnroe against Vitas Gerulaitis for the men's championship.
Right here, we're on a 26-26 tie with 41 seconds left to play. 1st and 10, Baltimore at the 1.5-yard line. Now, penalty marker is thrown. Offside.
Holy mackerel, what a big break that was. He must have made contact. And put it right out to the 6.5.
Encroachment, nose man on the defense, making contact with the center, 1st down.
Let's see, that's Bill Kohler. He's right in front of the umpire right there. There he goes. He moved forward. And he must have made contact there. You see the flag.
Landry just hits the deck right there. Clock is running. 32 seconds left to play.
Tampa Bay does not have any more timeouts left, so we're going to be going into overtime, folks.
Ball is at the 6-yard line.
What do we have? 2 overtimes last week in the NFL. The Jets lost one in overtime to Cleveland. New Orleans lost to Atlanta.
40-34.
40-34. And we've got an overtime coming up for you right here.
2 seconds, 1 second. There it is. We'll be going into overtime. The procedure, the captains meet with the officials. They flip the coin to see who kicks off, who receives. We wait 3 minutes. And then when play resumes, the first team that scores by any means is the winner. In regular season play, the limit of sudden death overtime is 1 quarter. We'll get the flip of the coin right now. If Cal Lepore still has a coin. He's trying to check. It's over there, Cal. There it is. There it is.
Okay, men. Red again. The head is red. Tail is pale. Who's going to call for Tampa Bay? What are you going to call it? Calls tails? Calls tails, calls tails. And his heads. Baltimore wins the toss. Defend the goal. So it is okay. You're okay as you are. Stay. Baltimore wins the toss. Elects to receive. That's it, man. Have a good one. Oh.
Let's go again.
We've had a good one already, Cal. We're just going to have more of this one.
Tough situation. Play 60 minutes, and sometimes flip of the coin means everything, right? Get a hold of that football, move it down, kick a field goal, go home.
And sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
You often see the Firestone 721 steel-belted radial on TV, but you don't often see Firestone's top-line radial on sale. But now it is. Now you can buy Firestone 721 radials for as low as $39.95. You get the Firestone 721 steel-belted radial, you get white walls, and you get real savings at Firestone stores. Oh, and remember, you can charge them too. But be sure to get them before September 15th, because that's when the 721 sale ends.
Radio Shack has slashed the price on one of our top-of-the-line stereo systems. Right now, save $310 on this impressive realistic hi-fi. You get this quality AM/FM stereo receiver, a pair of realistic tower speakers, and this precision belt drive turntable, all for only $579. A great entertainment bargain and a beautiful addition to your home. The sale-priced realistic stereo system, just $579, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
I was thinking about buying one of those new compacts. $4,700. Or maybe a little import. Over $5,700. But then I had a better idea. Ford Fairmont. As much as $1,300 less with lots of standard features. 5-passenger room for the family. Great gas mileage.
The kind you need today.
And handsome styling.
Every minute of every working day, someone chooses Fairmont's remarkable combination of values. Sedans, wagons, Futuras, America's proven value.
We're about set to go into overtime here at Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. Bill Nelson talking to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I beg your pardon. There is Bill Nelson with John McKay. And it will be Tampa Bay kicking off.
Well, the Colts have been in some good overtime games I can remember. How about the first sudden death? Maybe really the game that brought the golden age of football, I guess, in the 50s. That Giants victory with Alan Amici slashing off the right side, Steve Meyer kicking the field goal to put it in overtime, the championship game.
1958, Yankee Stadium in New York.
What a game. You think there weren't some horses in that football game. Leonidas, Lenny Moore, Gifford, Connolly. And of course, we had Green Bay Packers had an overtime game with Baltimore in the playoffs. That's why you see these goalposts extended up about 30 feet. I thought Don Chandler made a beautiful kick, but the Colts said it was wide by 4 feet.
We had one last year in Green Bay that ended in a 10-10 tie because nobody scored in the full quarter of sudden death play.
And last week, Don Cockroft kicked the field goal with only 15 seconds left in the overtime period to win it for Cleveland over New York.
O'Donohue will kick off. Nesby Glasgow is deep, flanked by Gary and McCauley for the Baltimore Colts as we start sudden death overtime. Clock does not start till the ball is touched in the field of play, and it is not going to be run out. It's a touchback. It'll be put in play 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. All rules applicable to the final 2 minutes of play in the first half and the second half are applicable to overtime play.
And folks, if you're wondering which team has the edge as far as the wind is concerned,
there isn't any.
There isn't any. So usually a field goal would be very, very important which team would have the wind at their back, but these flags are straight up and down.
1st and 10 now for the Baltimore Colts. They held the ball at their own 20-yard line. Greg Landry, as quarterback, throughout. Bert Jones has not played because of an injury. McCauley. For 2 yards to the 22. Will make it 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Cecil Johnson made the stop for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, of course, hope to use their vaunted defense to hold, get the football in good field position. On the other hand, Baltimore hopes to move downfield to get within field goal range.
You know, a point I haven't said all week, all day, is Baltimore has been running off to the left side. They're running right at Leroy Selman. Now, when you get a great defensive lineman, it's much better off, like Leroy, to run at him. If you run away from him, he'll come from behind the play and catch it. Run right at him, put the pressure on him.
Landry swings it out left after Hardeman loses his balance and takes a 2-yard pass on the completed play.
You see Selman that time putting pressure on Landry again.
Mike Washington there on the stop. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Baltimore at the 20. If they have to kick from down here, of course, it would give Tampa Bay excellent field position. Clock is running with 13 minutes, 48 seconds remaining to be played in this sudden death period.
Then use the draw all day long.
Jerry's in the left set. McCauley's in the right set for Landry. Greg Landry. And his arm is hit. Ball is down. Scramble is on. Tampa Bay recovers the loose ball at the 14-yard line.
That looked like his arm was going forward to me, Lindsey.
I thought the same thing. And if his arm goes forward, it's a pass play. However, look at it.
Let's take another look. Here's Greg Landry, goes back to throw it. He steps up into the pocket. Randy Crowder, number 71. I don't know if he had the football. Let's take another look at it. Now, Landry thinks it may be a fumble. You can see how he looks around. Let's run it right back for you, right here. You see Randy Crowder, 71. He grabs. Arm has to be going forward. Comes back. It is not going forward. Good call.
Good call and a correct call. It was a loose ball, and it was recovered for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have the ball at the 14-yard line.
Chris Erskine, David Fox down the truck doing their job right on top of it.
31-yard field goal. If good, it ends the ball game right here. Neil O'Donoghue with Blanchard holding. They're going to go for it right here. A 31-yarder. O'Donoghue boots it, and O'Donoghue's 31-yard field goal is good. The ball game is over. 13 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the overtime period. 29-26.
Tampa Bay is undefeated.
The undefeated Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're through the second game of the season. It has never happened before to Tampa Bay. Next week they'll be in Green Bay, and we'll be there as well. And many of you in the Tampa Bay area will be seeing that one right here on CBS.
There's the hero right there in the overtime, Neil O'Donoghue with that pressure field goal. John McKay said, no, sir, we're not going to handle the football or even try to get it in for 6 or even closer. Neil, take over.
Final score, Tampa Bay 29, Baltimore 26. Stay tuned for U.S. Open tennis coverage after this word from your local station.
This is